Alright. Alright. We're back. I'm trying to be live, trying to be fresh, get this thing going, seeing how I can fix up my issues with the condenser microphone, which I have. I've set up a loose line. It's still coming through a bit staticky. I changed headphones. I can't find my yeah, it's not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Not happy. Xander, my brother, we back, but it ain't going. I see you too, my bro. I just I'm trying to the two little headphone sets. I've got these pod ones. The mic. Oh, see that seems now it goes good for a while and then it goes in staticky. Right? Sucks. At the moment, it's so beautiful, but then it goes staticky. Anyway, I'm gonna keep messing around for a little bit with these options on the interface, but I don't think they're gonna do anything because I've got my basic one here. I should plug in my other one and try and get that going. You're welcome to come up if you want, bro. How's it going over there in the States? Learning, keeping your mind right, focused, high grade, entertainment, elevating, consistently. Mine's a long time. What's up, my brother? Peace, peace. I'm just doing a little test run. It wasn't unfortunately, the mics aren't, it's not coming through as clear as I wanted. At one point it does, but then it gets a bit staticky. I need to figure out what the issue is. Like, it's very annoying. It would be annoying for the fucking people listening. I got a gold thing, but anyway, um, cold is it? It's cold. Yeah, man, it's hot over here, bro. We got summertime coming in, middle of summer, so yeah, we're getting into the extreme suns that we get blazing out here. So you must be experiencing a little bit of snow. It's been weird though. This year's gone so fast, I guess, and everybody's under these weird conditions to do whatever they did with their normal traditional celebrations, but because you know it's gonna be what it is. What sort of temperatures you getting around Xander? Where you at? Like, I suppose you're on Fahrenheit, so I can't really compare. What, so like 35 at not? Well, 35 is really cold, eh? That's like freezing. So maybe 50. Yeah, bro. Come to Fijian Islands. But oh, bro. Speaking of that, actually, I should continue that. This is a test lab, but I was so I got to give a acknowledgement out to the people who are living in the islands of Fiji at the moment because they're experiencing, or they're going to be experiencing, like a Category 5 cyclone in the next couple of days, probably most striking them the heaviest on Friday, which is like the strongest type of cyclone you can get. So there's going to be a lot of damage going on down there for the people of Fiji, which is a bit saddening, but it is cyclone season, but just what it is. I won't hang around too much longer if You know, the first thing to control people's mind. It's AK weather warfare. Well, you got to control your own mind's eye as well, right? Well, I hear what you're saying, brother. Like it does work on the masses. Predictive programming. It's obviously worked. Um, you know, this infiltration of what they see constantly, consistently. It's going to be, um, what's that word? It becomes a little bit. They get used to it in their brain and whatnot, so it doesn't not as shocking and taboo. But up to you, man. Make the best that you got. Figure your way through this puzzle instead of trying to figure out what their fuckery is. Okay, I dig it. I can dig it. I can dig that line. That's a cool one. Speaking of can you dig it, everybody check out today was fortunately enough to check out KRS-One, new one. Don't fall for it. But Ice Cube's got a new one called Can You Dig It? It's it's a fat little clip, man. Can you dig it? Yeah. I put that down there for fellas. I'm just gonna fucking get myself set up if anyone comes down. But what was I mentioning? When I'm mentioning the people of Fiji, so that's acknowledgement to them. Because it's something that really, like, unfortunate, man. Very small town, 1 million population of the whole island, but and they're Olympic champions of rugby union sevens, world champions rugby union sevens. Small island nation, but they'll be facing some devastating weather. So much blessings sent their way. You have to excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna find some. I know it's all good. I found it. But Xander, I want the people to there to be okay. Yeah, man. Thank you for that, brother. And I'm sure along the line it's gonna get sent there. Like I've got cousins there, aunties. My dad's eldest brother just passed away. Like probably I think it was in May. I think. Like so, but like it's part and parcel of their life. Like, but category 5 is gonna be some devastating stuff going down. A lot of stuff's gonna get blown away and have to rebuild. But yeah, man, you just hope that they're all okay. People don't die. Because like everything is uprooted, the trees get uprooted, and people living in like sort of corrugated iron shit, like sheds by the river in a village style situation. Those things just blow away, but they tie them down and whatnot. But yeah, man. I mean, I haven't experienced it too much heavily because I've been in Australia. I've been Fiji 15 times, but I've seen probably like 5 cyclone seasons, few heavy ones. But my dad's like experienced quite a few, obviously, with his life. But I was there once. It was pretty heavy. It wasn't a cyclone. I think it's probably like a category 3. I think I can't remember what the like rain was. It was pretty hectic. But like rain would hurt if you went outside and shit. Oh, not hurt, but you could feel it pretty forcefully on your skin, going sideways. Had to bless with the trademark Sunray audio bite. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you don't know, you know. I gotta pick my game up so hard on this like social media thing, man. Right? Like, get up and keep consistently busting shit. People just think this fella just lives in a bowl. But I got so much fucking audio talent and just like different perspectives. But hey, who gives a shit? So do we all. We should all be getting up here and out here doing it. So many people are and just like doing this ratchet shit and developing little platforms and then talking nonsense continually round and round about and gossiping. But anyway, I ain't gonna float in that and keep on that mindset. I'm trying to do my thing. Got it. I haven't done my beat tutorials in a while. I got one set up that I really, it's been months, man. But really good last edit of working with Doors Indoors, learning music to use it. But like did a 20-minute video, but I forgot to press stop record, so it's like 8 hours long, and I don't have a video program to shorten it, so I can upload it to YouTube. But easy done. I need to find someone with iMovie or someone and just chop it. One more blessing, man. Anybody out there listen to this? High grade, bless up, flowers, man. Nature. Take a step back towards nature. Like, you know, modern technology movement forward. It's obviously been detrimental throughout the decades. You know, nearly century since industrialization began. The amount of shift, but I think the miraculous beauty of nature. We need to focus back on that, man. And like all this technology, we should realize that the human body is the most technological object on this existence or in this existence. Is the most divine computer that they can try and figure out. And they are trying to figure out to replicate whatever that's called our AI, right? So we are the ones, and naturally, you know, step back to the herd, man. So as I say that, here's another. Oh, Bronze, my brother. What up? Here's the man who's brought Stingray into the frame. You know, rest in peace, main man up there, Steve Irwin. But Sunray, aka Stingray. But I was just about to do a smoke up flyaway. This is for you, everybody out there with that high grade rolling up. If you got the time, do that. But Sunray Audio Bite. I'm just doing a test lab. My mic is going scratchy here and there, so apologize for that. Sometimes comes through clear, like, but then it just goes a bit weird sometimes. But here we go. If you don't, you know. If you don't, you know. Probably do one more and just leave us out there. Fucking, I'll drop the thing for Bronze, bro. If you want to come up, or if you guys are busy working or whatever, that's cool. I was just planning. I just didn't really appreciate everyone coming through. Like I was just trying to do a test thing, cause like I had the headphones. Man, I had to find that cord that I had, or buy a new fucking pair. But I don't know why this shit does not work. And this is like a quality studio mic. And then when I put it through StreamYard, it just like doesn't like it. If I put it through Logic, it's fucking good to go. Cause like it'd be annoying for the crowd listening. Just see now it's like smooth. But anyway, what is there people up to, man? You guys working, or you guys just chilling at home on lockdown, or you know, rolling up some leaf, high grade, flowers? I'm happy you came through. I didn't surprised everything that was come through. I don't like riddles and puzzles and word games at the moment. Yeah, mine's that's probably the one wrong to be I mean Xander, sorry, like if you don't like those mind games and puzzle games to try and discern and figure out some read between the lines shit. Unless you can explain it for him in a little bit more layman terminology. But it's all good. Um, I guess I'll show you. I'll show the people. So this is what I'm doing. But yeah. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Nah, not that one, man. Nah, I'm not good. I'm just finding a little thing for you. I'll see what I'm going to do it. I'll be back. Oh, who's that? We got some new people in the house, or you guys leaving? I'm at work. We're backstage, boy. I'm backstage now. I can't see you, man. I was backstage. Oh, sorry, brother. Sorry, man. My fault. I was on the other page. Um, what was it? I was gonna do. Alright, 21 hours ago, 16 hours ago. Live now. Let's see what this guy's talking about. I'm amazed with all this thing, man. Snoop Dogg is talking menu law, get delivery like a G. What does that mean? Get delivery like a gangster? Or get delivery like a good? Or I really don't get it. I really don't get that terminology. I don't get that at all, man. Because a gangster probably wouldn't get delivery. He'd just get someone to get it for him or just take it. So anyway, that's the wrong one. I'm trying to find this one. We'll just have to do. I'll overview this guy's little thing. So in Fiji at the moment, as people I was mentioning before, there's a major cyclone, tropical cyclone fire. It's very, very wide. It's not moving very fast laterally across the place, but it's going to hit Fiji, especially Thursday, Friday at its maximum. But oh, hang on, I've got to share the screen, so I'll share my screen. Oh, mine's eyes up. Hang on, bro. Subbing poem. I'll
Hey,
mute you.
what's
I'll
happening,
mute you for a second,
SR?
bro. I'll just. What's up, bro? I'll just wait up for a second. I was gonna put this shit about Fiji. If I can get it through. There it is. There it is. I need to do that. You guys can see that probably. I'm gonna do that. How do you do it? Is it on the screen? No, it's not yet.
I don't see it yet.
Is that you don't see it? It's telling me sharing this tab to StreamYard, but I don't see it yet. Remove, add to stream. I'll have to do it again, maybe. Full screen. Weird. It's just a little one. Hang on. Sorry for the tip. Yeah, it's just a fact. I mean, people in the thing. Uh, I need a video, not this fucking. Cyclone Yasa, YASA. So go to here. Now, so I'm going to share screen. I'll just put entire screen and just fucking go with that. Alright. Alright. Now you guys should be able to see the thing now. We were kind of listening to the fellow. I'll put him up in a bit more fast motion so it runs through a bit quicker. Just to basically, there was some cool digital that showed the geography a bit better. Or like just a map. So you can see it. So anyway, that's New Zealand. I don't know where this guy's going on about New Zealand. I'm talking Fiji and Cyclone. Here we go. So this here is the main island. Okay, so this is the main time it's going to hit. Anyway, we're going a bit too far. So we're probably up. Wonder if I can put his thing up in. Right, so you just hear that there. Category 5, 200 miles. So that's the main island of Fiji. That's the second biggest one up here where my cursor is. There's one just underneath Tavua will be probably here. This one I'm covering here, that's Tavua, and that'll be the third biggest. It's 300 odd here, but anyway, this is huge, man. This is gonna rip through the middle of the top island and then the top end of the main island with just devastating effect. So people keep a thought out for these, the souls and the beautiful humans of Fiji. So,
Hey, that's real. That's real weird too. You know that what you just had up, it looked just like our brain. That's what I was saying about weather control. You know what I mean? It's whether you do or you don't. Whether
I missed what he said. I just jumped out for a sec, bro. So
that's
Fiji,
all I was saying.
yeah, bro.
That
Fiji, 3 hours from the coast of Australia. Sorry, man. At the end of this other sort of question. What did you say again, Mines?
oh, you great in this, bro. I was just saying where they show that Doppler radar, it looks just like the brain in your skull. You know how it's thermally red.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, and I was thinking a similar thing today. You in terms of like visuals and LSD and just the spectrum of colors that we see,
Right,
and like the category 5, which is the most intense, it was coming up as a purple indigo color, and it showed the whole spectrum. So obviously that's energy and power. So there's something involved, and that is how they're detecting them. But I don't know whichever way. What I don't know. There's too much science behind it, but so a wind that's
right.
blowing 200
Like,
miles an
hey,
hour, it's
freezing,
classified as
huh?
indigo. No, that's like it's not freezing, but it's just classified as indigo on that map, or like a purpley color. And they have
Okay,
the whole,
that's right. I know you know about the purple or the violet. Yeah, that's a
shark. I This made me think of the chakra shit really this afternoon. I was
right,
looking at it going, this makes up for the whole
right.
spectrum. Mm.
Yeah, hey, to Xander, what I was saying about want and won't, it's where it's the same difference. You know what I mean? Where your antenna be, say it'll be neutral and necessary for whoever you want it for, but where they taught us to spell where you want things is really a don't. You know what I mean? The want is something that's not really resonated with you. Once everybody get what they want, you realize that you didn't want that. You want them to take it back. You know what I mean? And it's like if you say that, if you say what you want for someone, the intent of whoever is bringing the pain or the joy, they gonna give just what you said you don't want for them. You know what I mean? Because like on say the whims where we deal with good and bad, like things could take a turn for the worse where you'll literally say be experiencing hell, or things could take a turn for the greatest, for the better, you know what I mean, where we could make this place the natural heaven that it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So it's like with intent, if we don't know what we talking about, we just giving the power to the people who gave you the spell, because they know what you talking about, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's where you will make their wishes come true by speaking
Mm.
your tongue and you don't know
You
what you
shouldn't
talking
get too
about.
stuck up in that, man. Like, I mean, I know it is pretty intensive, and if you can fully comprehend that and play that in and out and know that by the back of your hand,
Right,
then it's a powerful thing. But just do what you do and feel intentional, and you know what you can as ascertain things, feel your instinct, know what's
right,
the best, read between those lines. So like, and like we all gonna make mistakes, fall, get down, learn from those things. So I just think like it's not all. I don't know. I do appreciate what you're trying to get through and get across, but it's not all broken down in this sort of crossword puzzle for us to fuck
right,
around
right.
and sit around. Like we're
Hey,
supposed to
hey,
just be great. We're supposed to be great, man. Get up and do the
right.
things that fucking we can.
Great people, that's facts. Great don't deal with good and bad. You know what I mean? And this is where everybody who's talking, it's where when I speak, I know what I'm talking about, opposed to where others they just, they'll try to get their point across, but where a lot think they learn, you just walked in the literal circle. Is where we all say deal with vibration and vocal tone, where you talk out of your mouth. It's either you know what you're talking about or you don't know at all. You know what I'm saying? So this is
Mm.
why every time I speak, where it seems like a jigsaw puzzle, or it seems, like bro said, like a riddle. It's every time you open your mouth, if you don't know what you're talking about, you are the riddle. You are the riddle. You know what I mean? Where you got, say, the riddler, he know what the riddle is, and then you got the riddler who don't even know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's like every time you speak, you do have time for the riddle, because your speech is the riddle. You know
But
what I
what
mean?
is
So
that? What's like that? I mean, a layman off the top of my head, a definition is like what? Something that
look,
will be a term of words that will be like sort of trickily laced to kind of confuse you or lead
right.
you in a different direction. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you are the Riddler, when you're saying like, then how would that make you be? Are you just a person that's a trickery? That's just
No,
different.
no, no. It's where I'm coming and I'm telling you what I know. I'm not deceiving you or nothing. It's where I'm bringing you the proof, where I'm saying it. You know what I mean? If you listen, you'll be able to teach yourself. Where where everybody's gonna continue to talk like the animals don't. The animals don't talk like us. You hear me? So where we deal with the spell, like everybody that got up to their 12th grade and they graduated, where you got educated and graduated, they put you under a spell. You didn't know the spell from a overstanding point. You hear me? They put you under a spell, where this spell that you're teeter-totting, where you think you know how to spell, you know what I mean? Or you think you've learned everything, because numbers is letters too, where you deal with the math. This is where
Man,
you they teach
yeah,
you they teach you
yeah.
to be under the spell. Like when you get your graduation, when you walk across that board, it's like you're a good slave now. It's not, they didn't teach you
It's
the
not that bad. Like once you actually put the, I mean, I suppose at different levels, but like you've got the boater on the top of your head. It's on the right side at one certain stage. As soon as it's clicked over to the other side, or it's
mhm.
other left at the one stage, and then it becomes your official. in the photo, so when those people get their photos and shit done, it's got to be certain specific, and you're holding it in a certain way, looking. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm really down with that sort of shit. But,
Yeah. I
I've
agree.
attended it. I've attended it, and I can see what it is. But even television too. I've been so logged out of that for so long. I watch YouTube and I'm on here. I'm on my music and just like basically just watch streams and documentaries. But I was at a friend's house today. Like they're all watching television all the time, full mainstream stuff, and it's just the same nonsense, man. That like I saw when like 10 years ago when I was a teenager, kind of thing.
Right.
Like it really is all wrapped up, and like that was. And the funny thing was they were talking about like this like a serious story, and people, if you look it up, his name's Ivan Milat. He's like supposedly Australia's most like notorious serial killer. Like this, and this is a pretty serious topic. He killed many people in the rainforest, state rainforest. Like some that were unfound, but he was convicted for many. He's in jail now and stuff, and all this stuff. But he was very um like it was a big thing when it happened, which was about 15 years ago. But now I just saw today they're bringing up this new TV show, and they're hyping it up with an ad like this information is going to blow the roof off everything, like. And like they had this girl saying,
Right.
this is the new thing that's just gonna blow your mind, and they're trying to bring up new victims that people don't know about, and like I mean, come on. It's just
Mm.
they're just
Hey.
repackaging, and you see it with movies how they repackage the same movie and do it again. Why can't you think up a new
Oh man. Hey.
plan?
That's so deep because I myself I literally peeled back while we get these same movies. You know what I mean? And you remember say that film The Ring, right? Remember The Ring?
Yeah, that's a bit of a scary one, that one, right?
Right. Look, a
Yeah.
ring comes full circle though. Like once you get back to full circle, say this is where they making the Lion King again. You hear me? Like where I was
Oh,
a
oh
child,
yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Oh yeah,
right? Like where I was a child, it came out, say, full blown, ink animation where they drew and colored it in. That's how it came. Where they flipped it again, I think it came out 2019. You know what I'm saying? And that was every bit
yeah, yeah.
a damn near a good 25 years or so. You know what I mean? But it's where they
All
made the
for it, man, and it became a classic again.
right, right. Look, they made it in the CGI version. You know what I mean?
I didn't
And
see it actually though. Yeah.
right, I haven't watched it either. But it's two versions of the Lion King. One of them it played when I was a little man. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
this other one is played where all of my siblings and all that we grown, and now our children is watching the Lion King. Same
Mhm.
story, but it's retold and remastered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like this full circle comes around, and your
It's
seeds that
just
go through
to me
this.
it's pathetic. It's like these creative writers that are getting paid so much for these companies. Why don't they come up with a new idea? Why not? Like, why continue this brand again? Like,
Because
I don't
it's a
get it.
small circle. They don't want to expand it. If
I suppose
it
they've
could
already done
grow.
the paperwork for this, so they don't want to do more.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
like,
yeah, they gave it all to Walt Disney, and ain't like we ain't really hearing no names after that. You know what I'm saying? Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? It's a close knit circle where they're sharing this. Say this master, and then they making us the slave with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you just
But
saying, the
there's a lot
TV.
more people. There's a lot more people behind to make
Right,
a film. But they're
right,
obviously there's people that who see the final edit and then let the release out. And that's another real important thing about music business and music companies. Like these editors, I mean, like the music executives, they're the
right.
ones who listen to this album. Like, and they're supposed to be thinking about the bottom line. Is it going to sell? Is it going to make them a profit in the end of the day. It's a good investment, right? And they're listening to all these lyrics and all this nonsense they're talking, and they have been for how many decades? Ever since Tupac, uh, got his deal with can't remember the gentleman's name, but it was because of his daughter
Death
liked the
Row.
song. No,
Oh,
way
you
before
talking about
Tupac, man.
Quincy
Interscope.
Jones?
No,
Quincy
no, no,
Jones.
no, 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 brother. About his first one with Interscope, right? Like, no, but even before
Okay.
Interscope, it was Ted Turner, I think was his name. But
All
it was
right.
because his daughter. They said it was when Tupacalypse came out, and his daughter liked the song. And so he heard it, and the guy was, I like it. And then he heard his little girl, who was like under 10, like, I can't remember the really, uh, it was a pretty offensive word one, like, but you can see it in the movie, but, she really liked one of his songs. And
Right.
like, and that was from way back, but just all that nonsense type of shit. Like, you know,
Yep. Say
people
say that.
blame that artist and the shit, but these are the guys. They know what's going out, man. They look like in
Yes,
a
they
suit and
do.
tie, supposed to be so professional. And then, even what you were saying before about people, sorry to keep dragging on, but these people like,
You great.
uh, they're like, just trying to be nice, and I said it before in this thing, like, we're taught to be nice, respectable, do have manners, do all these supposed things. And over the past few decades, maybe it's slowly that's not really as much more enforced, right? But even in still that, just saying that, like, just to be nice to everybody. But at the end of the day, like, this is a really cutthroat world, because once you do be nice, have the manners, and get your degree and everything, you're supposed to really try and, if you do that, or whatever job you're doing, you have to make that, like, at the interview, you need to be the one that wins the interview out of the 10 people, or gets to the second round and stuff. So you got to really be competitive. It's not being nice. You can't be like, oh,
Exactly. Hey,
like,
you
yeah.
know ice is in that word, right? In ice gives you nice. So it's like a lot of people they only portray to be nice to get what they trying to get up out of you. You know what I mean? The nice person they'll smile in your face, but where they get what they was going for, they could give a damn about you. You will be left damned with them. Cause nice is the free people that's moving on their own accord. Like the whole thing with us being free, a lot of people don't know that they stolen icebergs. You hear me? This is where they control the weather, and you've been free since you got here, and that's frozen. You know what I mean? You can't think until like say your body's warm, it can go super hot, it can go super cold, but you keep it balanced. You know what I mean? And where they talk about global warming, the brain in our heads has been frozen. We are free and we keep asking to be free. Like free is um the cousin of freezing, and that makes ice. You know what I'm saying? And this is nice people where they are gonna totally discard you like you throw things in the trash when they get done being nice with you. It's where you can get anything up out of people when you play nice, but you ain't about to just run up on them and scream and just take they stuff. You gotta they 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 swindle in. You know what I mean? They befriend you. They play you like a card. The cards they were given. You know what I mean? So this is what
But
nice people do.
that,
Nice people
I
are
mean,
mean.
like, the other part, like, about that, like, I mean, then it's not to get this. See, that's sort of, I'm skipping off the fact, because you're saying, well, I was like basing off that, their intentions, but this wordplay, how people, like, you're crossing words over, and because this is just the English language, which has only been developed over
Right.
not very long. So, and we need to realize what was before that and everything, and because, like, to
That's facts.
really try to, I mean, there's so many other dialects around the world too, and they all relate too. Like, and you'd be very surprised with what somebody would say on the South American continent, or maybe on the African continent, it's the same thing, or even like on the Indian continent too.
Right.
Uh,
Hey, I
Even in
resonate that with
Fiji,
you.
it's same words, man. Like, little words come out, and they're the same. They're the same.
Yeah.
Same means
Hey.
food, like kana means food in both those languages. And
Mm.
then obviously there'll be slight little differences, but I forgot where I was going with that. But
Hey. Hey, check that, son, Ray. I so resonate with you. I know where I talk like this, where we all speak this language. Like it's not natural. Like I really myself, I need nothing to do with it. I'll only utilize this language because it's a lot of people talking, they can hear what I say. We speak the same, you know what I mean? Where I've broken the spell, others are just they still talking, where I could, lend, lend my help and I can help them see what they talking about. If I'm not gonna do this, I'll let the English go. Like English is Spanish because the American who speaks English doesn't understand this English spell that she's under. So English is Spanish. Cause it's like where I try to tell a lot of people this, they'll tell me, "Hey, I ain't ready for no riddles. I don't want to hear that." But it's just like where Spanish people will come to a English speaker, they won't understand them. You can't understand them what they saying to you. It's a whole different language. This should let people see that the spell that you're under is literally a spell, because where you can't speak it in, say, all of the other continents where they speak. You know what I mean? You just stuck with speaking the English, and there's only a few in the world that speak it like you, and you can only talk to them. You know what I mean? Like if I wasn't talking to them, I'd let this whole English thing go because I know it's not how my mind is supposed to be thinking. You know what I mean? Like I cannot claim this spell that's English or any other one that they got in textbooks. It belongs to someone else. You know what I mean? I don't need this stuff. You know what I mean? So I feel you. We got to get
yeah, I
everybody
mean, so you, like, I mean, and there's like, I don't know. That's why I'm just trying to say people who are so hung up on it and for so long, because we've been talking this same thing for like what, a few years now. What I've been seeing, and and new people are coming into this frame and getting confused, and it's just the same thing going over and over again. But um, what like, what would be most helpful? What is going to be this early, or like, that's like, yeah, exactly, dissertive and assertive going to make you uh take steps forward. Like, and I mean, I'm not, that's another, and what I was trying to say is, see, Lee, you're saying how they produce this thing that we're all under, but it made me think of how I'm not sure how it is, and I'd like to learn more about it, because even over here, because we're a very young nation in Australia, but how all these kind of different organizations and churches were brought up in New York City or state, especially in America. Like, I don't know how they had to do it. They had to have a certain amount of congregation, or maybe a president, or this and that, like something like how um, Clarence father, I mean, Clarence 13X came out of, what is it, the five percenters, 5% nation. So, and develop, and all other things. And I mean, I could mention so many more of Noble Drew Ali and all these people that come up with their own philosophies.
right.
So, I mean, you could, you know, if you're legit about it, take the time, and you got to find out how these things are established. When you take it to the courthouse, and if you want to play within this schmazzle of correspondence and words, will make your own up and try and bamboozle them. You know what I mean? And live within your
Right.
own frame. Make it reality. Like, it's how
Hey,
you
and
walk
that's
and
that's so
talk,
deep.
bro.
Look, like
That's
you
what I
said,
mean.
Noble
But
Drew
it's
Ali,
true.
like the small amount, say the 5%ers, the ones who separated from, say, the bulk. You know what I mean? Once you separate from say the masses, you become one individual, right? You become solo. You become, one that's on your own merit. when you detach, like if I was to detach from this whole thing, everything that I've been taught that's, got me stuck in the ground like a wooden stake. I let all of that go. That means I'm gonna be solo and I'm gonna be on my own where everybody else will see me outside of them. And you know what I mean? If my intent is where I detach from everybody and I say, F y'all, like y'all don't feel that y'all
You don't need
need
to
to
say
learn.
that.
Huh?
Well, I mean, why would you need? You don't even need to say if you're. I mean,
Right, right. Right. Look, it's where the actions say a lot of people who take things or they give that emotion to themselves how they want to or how they need to. It's where if I detach from my family's gonna say, oh shit, he said fuck us. Whether I said it, rude or so-called nice, where I let go of my own people hand, because it's like I'm walking with a whole bunch of people that's on their way. I don't want to go where I'm not needing to go where they going. I,
mm,
where I separate from them, I tell them, hey, you can come with me. You know what I mean? If you want to stay where y'all gonna be playing in that arcade, if you can't detach from all of the social media is social medication. We get high off of each other's say aura, the energy you bring. You know what I mean? So like say a lot of people ain't gonna wanna detach from this social medication. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to let it
yeah,
go. You're gonna have to let
that's
it go
right.
in this
I mean,
like go ahead.
I think that's an obvious thing too, because like in the sense that we need to build our own kind of thing, like with these people getting too diverse in this sense of a digital reality and digital escape. Although people are creating careers out of it, but half of these people aren't reading the like little agreements and fine points and when they get into these apps. So there's going to be a lot of broken hearts at the end of the day. These companies are making trillions of dollars. I don't think it's very healthy, with all those things. But it
Yeah,
is a way of building themselves. But um, it's yeah,
that's real.
it's like breaking away from humanity in its sense, and like um I was gonna say something. I was gonna float off something you said, but I forgot what it was. Like, how you, uh, uh
About detaching or social medication.
well,
Like
obviously that's a good thing, and people are really got to think about doing that. You have to put your flame. Even the last couple of days, I've really sort of, I haven't been online lately at all, but I'm talking about myself personally. Like, I've been really looking at my mobile phone. I've been
it's
trying to
great to see
focus
you
on,
too, man.
like, yeah, well, thanks, man. Like, and I want to, but I've been working on making some audio and, trying to get my stuff on like all the platforms. Was
I
hoping by the end of
resonate.
the year, but it won't. I don't know, but it's gonna, they'll be coming, and like I've got it all set. But and friends are filming video clips and stuff like this. You guys like should check them out, man. Like shout out like Rhino 14K. It's like RYNO 14K. Check him. He's like doing it himself, man. But plus
I'll
playback
check.
808. But that's nothing much, man. Like, and like, see, that's the moves that I'm like, and luckily I'm in that situation where I'm like a creative, so I have the ability. I've got the vocal talent. I've got the musical theory and the ability with the equipment to and the skill to get it all done. Like, not to say like it is a one man thing. Like, you need people to get things rolling. You need money, like you need promoted. Like the more you have, the bigger it can be. But you know what I'm saying? Like 'cause if you got a manager, they can go and do that part of thing. If you got someone looking after your social media, they can do that sort of thing while you
Yep.
just concentrate on your work. But
You-
you know,
Yep.
like
You
I've
you
I've
gotta
looked
have a
into that
team. Yep.
too. Yeah, that's right. And then even in saying sort of that stuff, that brings me back to KRS One Man thinking. I've seen a great lecture of his so many times. Like he's like, and when you look at the state of hip hop, man, and then just bullshit. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. There's three people watching. There's new songs out. It's like KRS One. It's like Don't You Fall For It and Ice Cube. Can You Dig It? You should check them out. They're really fat. It came out like about a week ago, but like he was saying, man, in the lecture, like just at the state of hip hop and rhyme, like not from the base and what hip hop was about and where the roots came from. Like people are rapping now on top of electronic beats, or they're just, they're doing what they're doing. But people
Right.
would said this would never make it back in the 80s and the 90s. It was a fad. They're just speaking. This is never gonna last. But this is just blowing up. But anyway, KRS-One would be saying that, like, how his background, he was homeless for a while. He stayed in the shelters, rah rah rah, was spitting rhymes, doing the thing. And so he's saying, you're with your friend, and he's like, yo, bro, kick that verse, man, that you just kicked. And he's like, I keep on bringing the singing and dinging, and my mind's bringing and ringing and around, ling a ling a ling ling a ling. And he's like, man, that was dope, right? You should go and he takes him up to someone else, and he's like, man, yo, do that thing you just did before. Run through this fucker. And he's like, I'll keep on bringing and singing and ding a ling a ling your mom to bring and sing and ling and right. And it's like, man, that was so right. And so this is like bringing an incentive for that new person to seeing it, that what this rhyme is kind of dope. Same thing as social media is with the trends. Like they're following trends, so they want to fit into what's cool at the moment and do these little um what are they gonna, these little things they do on social media or whatever, these little fads and follow the stuff. But same way, they're giving, he adds value to that person, because if it was you reverse that and you go back there on the bus and he goes, bro, kick that right. And he's like, I keep on bringing and singing and get your mouth back a ding a ling a ling, and it's fat. But the guy sitting next to him is like, man, that's bugging. And so there's two people sitting on a train going to the city, and they both devalue themselves. You know what I mean? When really
Whoa.
they got a bit of fire amongst it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen him say that in his lectures a few times, and that really it's truth, bro. You know? And I mean, you gotta you gotta have someone who's desired and who's fully willing, and understands and is feeling your flow, and is down with your music. But my mate's he's got a manager. He's doing his thing. He's doing really well too. Not with the music so much. He's doing more like speaking events. I mean,
Right.
he got nominated. He's a refugee, man, from South Sudan. Came here, 13, studied, school, high school, but got nominated for Young Australian of the Year 2020 this year. He didn't win it, but he's, started his own little label. He's doing youth work and stuff. But he's doing more like speaking events to children now. He went on TEDx, if you've heard of that. Um, that's a pretty big sort of, people go and do speeches on it. But yeah, he's a friend of
I
mine.
haven't. You said TEDx.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll check it,
He
but
like
I
went.
haven't.
Yeah, if you check it out, it's called it'd be like TEDx. It's Diaspora is his name. Dyspora.
Or
Diaspora,
hey,
like African diaspora, but it's like
right.
DYS, right? But and it's at Scotch College. So that's all you'd have to really press in, and it should come up. But
Okay, that's
they
what's
fucked
up,
him over
son.
too, right? Yeah, they fucked him over at the moment too, right? Because he was like, well, not really bad, but everyone had a good wireless mic, and it was all working, and they had about 5 or 6 speakers, and because he invited me to the event, which is pretty cool, and but and they said him he didn't want he wanted to kind of have the mic too the whole time, I think, but they wanted to set him up headless. And just that, like, he spoke for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and when he's had a really crucial point, he may said many great things, but he's at a pretty crucial point, and their earpiece went out, and like, so they ended up giving him a handheld one. It really spoiled the like ambience in the room. Not spoiled, but his message coming across. And then if you see, they said they'll fix it up on the edit and stuff, but they didn't do a great job. But it's just if if you don't know, you won't notice it. But like, because it was there, because when speaking about his father, man, like actually it's pretty solemn, like because he was a very, I didn't really know too much about it, man. Like, even himself, Gabriel, he's probably what they're very tall, most of them are very tall, like so. But his dad was a major general in the army, man, against for the South Sudanese, and been fighting there for so long, man. He stayed there fighting, and he had like a bullet stuck in him, kept fighting, and he'd been sick for a long time, and he actually just passed away like a couple of months or more, like probably like 3 to 4 months ago now, or maybe a bit more because COVID actually is probably more the beginning of the, actually maybe yeah, it wasn't very long ago, so it's pretty sad. So I feel for him, man, but so he's got that behind him, and because that's pretty deep shit, man. Like that's hectic shit for people. They most like I can't even comprehend that. Right, to come out of a civil war. He was born in a jungle, like
Mm,
legit. Like he was birthed in a jungle while they were hiding, trying to get to the next refugee camp. He's got a little brother.
wow.
He's got an older brother. Sorry. Um, I'd love to get him on too, I really should, man. Like, we could, and people, it'd be great, man. Just
Yeah,
continually just spread the story. But,
that's right. That's
uh,
right. I
yeah,
like how people like what you said was just a deep story. Like I would say it blew my mind, but that'll be my mind gone. You know what I mean? But it did. It put some structure to it. You know what I mean? Help me build like the blown mind is a person say they be flabbergasted. They'll run around telling people in the form of ooh you know this. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean,
Instead of
yeah.
instead of building on things and
I mean, because it
really
is what it
really
is,
going
and it's a
into your
beautiful
intel.
thing. To me,
Yeah,
it's an amazing thing, and like that fact of like, so what, and I can see it, like, I mean, because we're all not perfect, so he's got his ups and downs and things. He's very charismatic, though. His ability to talk to anyone and really just engage them, like anyone who he comes across, man. Like, it's amazing. And, but, but other business, like, there's other things which is whatever, but like, what are they getting at? Like, the people don't like, and not many people have. So seen suffering like war from these war-torn countries like Serbia, Sudan, Iraq, Iran. That people are getting blown. Lebanon. Their uncle got their arm blown off just yesterday, and they're watching that shit as a 7-year-old. Like that sticks with you, yeah. So
yeah,
people in America, majority, like they say there's a lot of firearms and stuff, and I'm sure they see it, but in actual real life, maybe on a video screen, because if for one to shoot a trigger and really harm someone, it's a major thing. Most people throw up and like all this sort of shit. Like, but like, you
facts.
know, um, if over here, nobody's experienced any, because we had our big gun intake thing in the mid 90s. You know, I mean, guns are still around, but nobody's like experienced anything on that extreme level at all. Like, we got a great welfare system. Um, you know, there's no suffering going on to that extreme extent, so they can't understand. You couldn't fathom it. You can't fathom
Right.
what this guy's experienced, man.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, where you said that some things the people's eyes eat to make your stomach throw it up. Everything you do is consumption. So yeah, a lot of them can't stomach those type of
Say that
things.
again.
And
Some things people will do your eyes eat, but then okay, your stomach will throw it up. Yeah, but that's a
yeah,
good
you
thing.
know,
You see it, but then you just say this bullshit, so you spit it out.
right. Look, where you don't like it means you don't lick it and you don't want to eat that because a poisonous, it's a poisonous dish, where they serve the sentences, they put them together and a lot of people think they know what they saying, but those who know what they talking about, you can tell them no. But if you know how to spell and you just under that spell, you gonna be on the teeter totter. You gonna give them whatever they asking for because you don't know better. And where you like
Right.
what they say to you, you might not like it. You know what I mean? But some of them still swallow it up, but they puke it out later. A lot of the
Mm.
stuff we don't have the stomach for, and our stomach is not meant for it. Some of the things
And we
these people
can't be
consume.
blamed. Like the positions we're in, a lot of, I mean, and that's like I mean, the answer's not going to come up in one stream or one sentence, like so, and we're all in different positions. We can't just, we're individuals, but we have to face similar situations in some way, so we can resonate with some things. But to try and tell, like the, I mean, I suppose you can tell good things to offer people pathways, but it might not work for them in one way, because they're a different personality, they're a different like breed. You know how people learn in different ways. Some people learn by reading it, looking at it, but some people learn hands on. So their personality
Hmm.
just might not jilt with that. And maybe it's a time thing. And same shit. Like I wouldn't the way that I am now is nowhere near to what my sense was at, say, 10 years ago. Like, you know,
Salute
it,
to
like yeah, like legit, like so. And I'm trying to keep it stronger and stronger on my wavelengths, man. Like, but it's hard. And like as you're saying, like it's not you're not gonna constantly be doing this. And I'm lucky there's a great welfare system here. And I'm lucky I've got the talent, but to do try and express the craft or my talent to put it out there for a viable income and sort of like for longevity and things like that, and even more than longevity to get that message and keep it going and spreading around. But other people and even myself, where you're constantly caught into these little into the Babylon system, bro. So, like, we're saying we want to fight it and la la la. But even myself today, I had to go to a few appointments, and anywhere you're going, even like you're walking to the shop, the local like corner store to buy a drink, there's this thing now, like a COVID safe app in the state, and you have to sort of, most people are downloading it, and you just click on when you enter nearly like every place that you go to. So they're like tracking nearly everybody's movement, And if you don't have the app, you sign in this piece of paper. So I don't know, that's off a bit of tangent, but it was pretty trip, and this is what's going on at the moment over here. Like, so to me, that was just because I realized that today. I went to the shop, I had to go for a walk around the place and stuff like. So went to the shop, just the corner shop, and I had to sign into the corner shop, you know, so that people know about this, where people are in the COVID situation. But
wow.
the but I understand they had a few other things like when you go to the chemist and doctors, but they're doing it to like every little not every place, but it's popping up everywhere. Like, and to me, it's like how they had GPS with cars, and first you could do it with cities. They had like Google Maps, you could see the whole world, and just like zoom in and act like you're outside some, the Jesus Christ thing in Rio de Janeiro or something, some famous monument or whatever. Like, but
Right,
then
right.
they they got GPS with cars driving it, but now they're gonna have it with people, bro. Like, it like I guess it's also happening with it. It like cracks off on towers where you move, where all these towers are 8 pings, and it asserts that um IP address has passed that point. But with all these COVID things, it's like, all right, John Smith just moved there at 10:15, then he just moved there at 6:15. You know what I'm saying? Like every, it's just
Yeah,
insane.
that's something,
And that's
man.
every person, every person.
It's unbelievable.
Hello.
It's like where they pull this kind of stuff. You can only say succumb to it
Hey.
dealing with being blind. Dealing with not knowing is the only way you'll be part of this, what we are part of. You know what I mean? That's so real. You gotta be down. If it's somebody over you, they done flattened you. They stepped on you. It's like that's the only way you are up under someone trying to say understand. You know. So until the people really go into say self, like you said 10 years ago, you wasn't how you are today. It's a change for the better. If I was how I was 10 years ago, I wouldn't be here either. You know,
Mm.
uh, say, son, Ray. A whole bunch of people would say, "Hey, well, you claiming all of this smart?
Who
Why you
knows
ain't do?"
though? Who knows though? But anyway, yeah. Sorry to just be a
Uh,
devil's advocate and just say that. But people would say what you said.
They'll say
You
well, you up here talking and teaching so much. Like what they'll say, what you doing with it? I'll tell them what I'm doing with it is trying to open up your mind so you can do your own thing and you won't have to pay me so much attention asking what I'm doing with what I know. I come to share what I know with you so you can do something. It's like you gonna keep on sitting just to watch the next person do or live their life where you gonna sit around and spectate them. The teacher comes to teach you so you can fly off. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people are dealing with A and B and they just want to be on top of the pile where they getting the first place prize. You know what I mean? It's not really where they come so they can teach themselves because everybody on the planet where you know what you know, it ain't because the next person taught or told you it, it's because you listen and you teach yourself. Everybody's their own teacher, and the devil is a
right,
lie.
right.
You know
Say
what I
that
mean?
again, man. I was about to interrupt you before when you were saying that, like people taking the lessons from people or whatnot, but really they should be thinking on their own. So everybody's their own teacher.
Yeah,
You know, you don't
yeah, and
follow that lesson. You just like you take from it.
right. You know how certain people that's unbalanced, they'll come around and they'll make sure that they bump into you. They'll literally knock you over. Some of
Yeah,
them. It's
yeah.
it's like it's like that's the whole thing with say where say I built a sand castle. You know what I mean? Like if don't nobody see it but me or don't nobody want to pay attention to it, I'll knock it down myself. You know what I'm saying?
How
Eventually it's
old you
gonna.
say you are, bro?
I'm about to be 37.
Nah, let's drive it. So you still building sand now?
Yeah, it's like
Now
I'll
say like
knock my
you
own.
build it up, or you do it before someone else can do it.
Right.
Oh,
You build it up, you say, hey y'all look at this. It'd be a big old say sand castle. Other say they don't look at it. You'll be the one that's gonna leave it there or you'll knock it down yourself. But you got others who will act like they don't see that you didn't built the big old sand castle, they'll walk into it. They bump into you.
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the
The
one that's
oops.
huh?
Yeah.
The
Right.
agitator, the one that say despises the build, the one that keeps you from say they
But
keep you in confusion and they keep you from building. It's the one who always knocks you, you
that's
know,
right. That's the thing, though. They're trying to get into your vibration and play you because,
right.
like, in the sense that they might be attracted to you, and they're like, "Shit, I want to get this guy's attention or whatnot. So I'll do some fuckery because this usually works." And like it does sometimes to some people. But hey, if you're past that point, then you can see through it, or if you're. But just it's all different for different people. I'm really not I do want to end up with a child, man. Like like I'm in my 30s and I haven't had like a child yet, so it's not that it's the end of the world or nothing. But like I've been with partners that have had children, but they were like of the different persuasions. So not that that's a huge thing, but it was a big cultural sort of thing. But like whatever was whatever. But like um, I don't know what I was trying to get at. I was trying to be grandfather someday. Um,
Hey, that's something you said there, because say a lot of people who don't, and you use the word child. A lot of them say kids,
I never gonna say that, man. Children, man, always.
right? It's like a lot of the people who don't have children right now. Your child is meant to change this world only when they come here. Like we don't need no more of these children coming in and falling in line. That's the system of information. Everybody deals with information, and where this person read his information, if it's surpassed over your information, y'all gonna be arguing because everybody got an opinion and everybody is open the book. You know what I mean? Everybody is experienced, say, education, and it's just information that gets you in line. It gets you into a prison line, your schoolhouse line. It gets you into the line in the grocery store. It gets you in the line. You know what I'm saying? So like say that line is everywhere, and young men like myself and yourself, we we coming up out of that line. You know what I'm saying? Or that lie. You know, we coming up out of that line. There's a lot of other people that's gonna stay in it. Where you sail away from that line, you become solo. And that's what they said. The devil is solo. Everybody, where you come into this planet, when you perish, you go solo. You go literally underground. It's called diamonds. When you say diamonds, you're saying diamond, but it's a flip over. It's not the end. You know what I mean? When you go into your carbonation, the carbon state, you are gonna become the diamond. You know what I mean? But it's where you separate, you sell out, you sell away, you go solo, you are sold. It's where you can do better or you can do worse on your own. You know what I mean? And your own is owning your existence. It's not sitting on the ground. It's not standing on stuff. It's not turning on stuff. You gotta own it. It's already on before you even created it. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's just like that. The soloist is not really, say, a person that's deceptive, but if you don't think for yourself, you are your own deceiver because you won't allow yourself to receive. You know what I mean? Like everybody's born in this world retarded. You don't know you know what I mean? Even if you do know it, you are limber, you a little bitty dog. You
It's
know what I'm saying?
like
So
hopping
it's
in the yeah,
it's like that.
hopping in the car to somewhere where you don't know the directions when you haven't even looked at the map. You be like, all right, I know, I'll get there.
Right. And you will get there too. You know how they
Yeah,
say that?
you probably won't get there, man. If you like have never been to the place. Well, you will eventually, because you will eventually, maybe because you want to ask somebody or something. But like, most likely, I'm thinking in the scenario where it's like this first time you've never been to, like your friend's auntie's house, which is a 4 hour drive away, and you're like, yeah, let's go, and you don't go look up maps or the.
Right, right. Hey, you remember that film they made? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, Ice Cube. Yeah.
Yeah, like look, say me and you and the rest of our kind are like mine. Say we on our way somewhere. You know what I mean? But then you look up, it's like, dang, we taking too long. You know what I'm saying? It's like say the pit stop is for reassurance that we gonna make it where we going. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was going anywhere with you and I felt any kind of vibe that wasn't resonating with my soul, with my spirit, I'm gonna stop the
Mm,
car. I'm gonna tell you to stop. You know what I mean? Because
right.
it's like we taking too long to get there, and this is what the children ask the parents. You know what I mean? And the parents do reassure them that we say we on our way to the beach. We on our way to the beach, baby, and we'll be there in the next 30 minutes. The child is like,
Mm,
okay, I just want to know that we getting where we going, or we just ain't
yeah.
rolling in circles, like a tire.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like say me and you, son, right? We'll say, hey man, let's see what bro talking about because we've been walking for a while. We ain't had a pit stop. We ain't reassured ourselves. It's like we got to see where we going if we all are one. You know what I mean? It ain't no leader. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are we there yet? You know, but one
Right.
person will lead a lot into damnation, and damnation is the Dalmatian where everybody look at the Dalmatian and they say it's a full breed, but the Dalmatian is a spotted dog that's a mixture of other dogs. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
Dalmatian is represented. It's representative of the whole 50 states and shit. The rest of the world, because we all mixed. It's the few that know what's going on that's not mixed. They won't mix. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah. Well,
But
to
this
that
is a whole
point,
thing with
like,
you got
so
it, bro.
like, yeah, well, just when you were saying to the "Are we there yet?" part, like how I was just thinking like. I mean, to the sense that if you're conformed with the linking with like minds, man, and you're on the path and you've made progress and stuff, yeah, that's right, that's the way to go. But some people, I think, maybe they're not supposed to go to the same place. You know what I mean? Like they like it's like
Yes, yes. Hey,
so,
hey, that's
so maybe
so
not
that's
at
so
that
deep. Where
time.
you remember where you said, uh, hey, I remember where you just said, oh, dude was raised in the jungle, right?
Yeah, man, he's my
Now
friend,
look at
man.
this. Say adaption in the right, right. Say adaption and adoption are one and the same. You remember how we got those accounts or those stories that was talking about, say, little Mowgli that was raised by the bear in the Jungle Book. He was raised by all of the animals in that
Right.
Jungle Book story, right? So it's where we know that the little man was a human being. He had the feet and hands. His build up, his makeup was human like us, right? Yet he was raised by animals. You hear me?
Right.
Now where people say cross contamination or cross signals or this breed of human breeding with that human, you get a mixture. You get a mixture, you get a different look from the two that made the baby. You know what I mean? Where if
Mm-hmm.
it's say two black people, they gonna make a black baby. You know what I'm saying? But where
In most,
like
yeah.
say the little dude was adopted by the jungle animals, and where he was adopted by them, this is where he spoke their language. He moved like animals move. You know what I mean? This is where they call it incest. Everything about cross signal
Mm,
is look, it's dealing with like say you end up with a somebody's Chinese child and you'll raise them. That Chinese baby don't look like your race, right? Yet you still raise them, and this is cross
that's not
contamination or
incest,
this.
though. Yeah, that's not like incest is with your
Yeah,
own direct own
look, look,
line.
look, look, look,
Yeah,
look. What I'm saying is
yeah,
it
right.
goes mentally, it goes physically. Where if I'm a whole different breed of so-called human being, and I'm raising another human beings that's a whole nother race. This is called cross contamination. This is cross signal. It's incest. It's where I'm teaching another person's baby. I'm not literally mixing
Oh,
genetically with him,
okay.
but
Yeah, you're right.
he's learning
But
this, how he's gonna think, how she's gonna think from me. And this where we
I
should teach, this yeah, this where they
I
taught
haven't
the
seen
the
that.
leopard told the little dude.
Yeah. What do you say?
Look, I was just gonna say the leopard. It got to a point in that movie where the leopard was telling the young human that he gotta go with his kind. He was like, "You
Right.
cool and
Yeah.
all that," but the leopard was like, "You gotta go where you are.
Right.
Your people resemble you. You know what I mean?" He's
Right.
like, "You are not a
Right.
leopard." He telling you not. You're not these animals.
You're not one of us.
Like
That's
you could
right.
think you a
Yeah.
tiger, but if you right,
No,
like Lil Mowgli, if you meet a tiger, you can feel like you a tiger, but if that tiger see you and he hungry, he gonna eat your little self up.
that I mean that's how
Like you
I
gotta
mean
get up out of the jungle.
I would have taken that. I mean not to not jump on it, but like that's how would I have taken that perspective and the analogy of it like directly that he's like raised by the animals, but he was, and that's exactly how it came out, that they would have seen him as a human, but he felt the spirits and the culture of and the instinct of it, and he was able to see what he could and get his out of it. But then in the end, the leopard's like, man, you're not from here, not adapted to this. You got to go out and do your thing. Like you've appreciated what the land and the earth, he's seen what we do, so go out and be great.
Yeah, yeah. This, yeah. It's like they telling them like this place itself, it won't accept you in the state that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like you could chill in the, like how they call, say, these concrete states and cities, they call them the concrete jungle. You know what I mean? And it's like this concrete jungle don't really, it don't need me. It want me. Nah, it need me, but it don't want. You know what I'm saying? It's where it needs my kind. It needs the kind that's
Then
blind
it's up to you. It's up to you again, man. What are
to
you talking
stay.
about?
Yep.
I know, but then you're saying it needs me. But then at the end of the day, it's up to you to say, am I gonna be here? Do I want to want? Am I
Right.
going? Do I want to be in the city? Do I need this city?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of
Exactly. And
yeah,
you're right. You're right. This where like say it needs me, because without me and say all of our peoples, it won't stand on its own. It needs a person that's in the unknown to exist in it. You know what I mean? Like saying I could dwell in this concrete jungle, but I don't need to. And it's where I thought I needed to when I was asleep. You know what I mean? But I see it leans on me like where you say need is your knees, and where they say you need to pray. This is your knees. And your knees, it's like a lot of people pray to you and you don't even know where they standing on their feet, because they'll be too, say, they'll be embarrassed to bow down to you. You know what I mean? And beg you to come in there and sign a application that employ you. Like all of these places that puts you where you would get money in your pocket, they needed you, and they they kind of was on their knees, subliminally standing on their feet in front of you, getting that application from you that they gave you. This where it's too much pride within the evils, where they won't fall to their knees and pray to you like they got you praying to the gods you can't even see.
right.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
So like
you know,
everybody that goes, you got it.
no, I'm shit, and at the same time, like as I said previously and many times before, like we're never gonna come up with the answer for all these things in one sentence, like I mean one stream, let alone one sentence, right? So like we come up with these problems and things, but it's like, we're all different. It's all and there's different ways to get things. We just got to find it. We know it. It's inside ourselves, man. We know this shit, right? Be instinctful. So, and it's as we said, getting fall into these traps and things of the distraction of Babylon, man. Like I mean, and it is part of what it is, and I don't know what's going on over there, but like, um, I'm just thinking, like, like, realistically, if ever it is people want to be beneficial, right? Like, not or maybe not all people, because that's another point I have said too. A lot of people have got a 9 to 5, right? And they work all that. They pay, like doing their thing, paying their taxes, voting 9 to 5, watching the news, nine. But then they've got these opinionated things, and this is that they do. They got the time off, a few hours before they sleep. They get online and they vent. So it's not really more a kind of. It is their perspective, but it's kind of more an impromptu event for the day, in a way, in most times what I see. Like, and that's cool enough, and that's great. But if you're out there talking like, "Oh, we're gonna break down the system," and like it's so much hard, how we gonna do this for what? We're under a spell, man. We're doing it, but then you go to then what you do after that is click disconnect, go to sleep, get up, and go and work for the man, and then come home and do the same shit. It's a little bit contradicting, right? Like, so I just think, um, I mean,
I'm
I
here
was
with
gonna
you, bro.
ask, no, 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 I was gonna ask you yourself, man. I didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, not interrupt, but like you don't even have to answer me if you don't want to, or like, be inquisitive. But I was gonna say, um, like, what do you do as a kind of occupation or pastime sort of shit, like, but not that it matters, or do you have one? Like, but because that's a big thing to me, really. Like, if people are
Mm,
really,
I
really,
feel you.
truly about the activism of like trying to make some salvation and change, there's no way the change is really going to come by playing by the books that are written at the moment, yeah, and playing by the way they're playing.
Facts.
It's going to be a long way around the track, and it's
Facts,
going to be a
man.
fucking lot of little loopholes and shit. You want to go beeline, right? You want to go
A lot of hurdles.
straight
Yep.
for it. So, you like,
Wow. Hey, son,
um,
Ray, like say to respond to that. Can you hear me, brother?
yeah, of course, bro. Go.
Son, Ray.
Yeah, man. I
Uh,
can hear
to
you. Yeah.
to respond to say the okay, say the occupation, or why you could always see me on these, say, YouTube and stuff. Like I don't really feel like it's nothing better for me to do. You know what I mean? I rather grate my time here where I say something that might click somebody's mind where they'll go into where we went, as far as just bettering ourselves, and not just falling by the wayside on situations that's happening, right in our face. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you'll find me on here all the time because I don't think it's like right now it's nothing really better that I could be doing than trying to help my peoples
Fine.
out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
But I think sorry, keep going.
go ahead, you got it, bro.
But I was just thinking, like, cause I mean, and I don't see much, and not to like, I'm like sort of spoiling the thing, but as long as it's not too repetitive, yeah, it's got to be like progressive and take time out and just get off the like, because a lot of time I see the same thing being regurgitated
Mm,
back, not just from you, from
yeah.
everybody, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the same sort of vibe that continually goes on. As I'm saying, people want to come up here and vent. No, I mean, we all got different things, and it's great, and it's whatever it is, and love to it. But if you, like, as I said, if you're out there
Hey,
talking about burn down Babylon, then shit, light us
hey,
up,
did you
man.
hear what you just said? Did you hear what you just said when you said what you said? You said a lot
What?
of people like to come up here and vent. We invent things. Like where you
That's
say where you blow
yeah,
off steam, you
yeah.
can create the greatest person who's listening to you. You know what I'm saying? You will change them for the better. No malice. Like say you know your intent when you do bent is it's all greatness. It ain't good or
That's
bad.
pretty
It's
funny.
say total solid proof of
Yeah.
truth. You invent great people when you speak righteousness. You know what I mean? Like everybody that come across you, like you said, the dude he know how to speak with anybody. He he's very charismatic with the people. Like yeah, that's people that know thyself. It's like I gotta I gotta trip and I gotta literally show out to be say foolish or goofy. I gotta literally trip on purpose. I gotta do silly stuff to make you laugh. You know what I mean? When I'm totally woke. Like when you wake up in this world, ain't nothing funny no more. Ain't nothing funny. It's hard to get
Yeah,
a
but you
true
gotta
laugh
see this.
out of people who are
You
not
gotta see
playing.
the sense of humor. You know what I mean? You gotta be balanced, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You ain't playing. You're serious. That's right. It's not a
That's right.
game. It's no way. It's no game. But you gotta, don't take it too serious. But fuck, take like
Right, right. And
priority one.
that's
Priority one.
yep, right.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's why you would see me like, kind of trip sometimes. Because I'm trying to be or like I need people to, realize it's all right. It's all cool. It's not, like say where people always arguing, like you just said, it always seemed the same. You know what I mean? When we come through, like it's like the same old talk, but every day you wake up, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's the same grass, that's the same yard, that's the same sky. You know what I'm saying? It's where we gotta make the
Is
difference
it?
because
Is it?
this place, yeah,
But
yeah, this
anyway,
place
now
is
keep
just the
going. Keep
template.
going. Yeah.
It's the template. Life is what you make it, but the grass gonna stay green. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
dirt is gonna be dirt, just like it was
Like
yesterday.
I mean, I'm just thinking off the cuff here because, like, in a
Uh-huh.
sense, it is because it's the all one molecule in one energy, one vibration in one way. But day by day, the grass grows. So and you cut it and shit. So it's not. It's like your hair. So it's going to be slightly different the next morning. It's going to be slightly different. You know what I mean? Same composition, but there's a little bit. You know what I mean? There's a
Yep.
little bit of
hmm Yeah, it's gonna be the same. Like say, how we roll through these neighborhoods. Every intersection is a twin. All of the intersections look the same. All the corners look the same. It's like you in the same some type of smoke and mirrors house. You know what I mean? So in order to make the change, like you gotta be the thing that stand out, like the sore thumb. You gotta be the one. You know how they say you be the change that you're looking for in the world,
yeah.
where we all do what we do. Yet some people do the same thing literally every day. They will not come up out of it. Like some of them even wear the same clothes for months, years on end. Like they
Yeah, I
literally
mean,
stuck. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's we get all sorts, bro. You mean that's right. You got a lot of. I mean, there's different situations with different levels of science, like mental stability, levels of chemicals and things. I mean, when you said that somebody people wearing the same clothes and blah blah blah. I mean, I've been in a situation where I've been wearing the same thing for 2 weeks on the hustle, man. Just grinding, blah 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 blah. Blah. Like years ago, I didn't do really that loud shit, but
Same here.
but to the point where somebody wouldn't shower for say 3 months, wear the same clothes, walk around the street, and walk around the like streets with no shoes and shit. Those sort of people, they're in a bit of frame of their own minds, like So,
Hmm.
but
And,
uh,
and look
uh,
at that, like on another note, where you ain't came up out of that skin you in. Can't change that. You can only wash it, but the clothes is an illusion. This is where you
But
can
you
see
should
through
stay clean, bro. That's the main man. Being
the
bathed and
shoes.
cleansed. No. Being bathed and cleansed. If we're talking trying
Bro,
to be conscious, work or whatever, like an ascent, like that is it's essential part of purity and trying to be. It depends which way if you like. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, this is how I feel when I grow up. With all these places that I go to, you've got to shower to play. You got to wash your feet. You got to like, take your shoes off and make sure you bathe properly. Don't go there real dirty. And it was funny. I was listening to a podcast or something just yesterday, and the guy was saying, these people want to like I think it was Taz actually, man. I'm a shit. I shouldn't say names or whatnot actually, but whatever. But maybe mine not was. But like these people will just get on trends. The same guy who we were talking, who hasn't had a shower for 3 months or 2 weeks, right? Maybe like we'll go for the 2 week guy, right? The guy who's just going hustling, just sold like whole key or half key, whatever, whatever he's done, and he's back home, but then he's like changed his mind and he hadn't had a shower, but he goes with some black power shit and he goes and puts a dashiki on, yeah, and then goes all fucking black power shit. But he didn't go and cleanse himself before he like. Actually, it was Red Pill where I got it from. But anyway, I should pay homage, man. But if you feel what I'm saying, like he's not correctly getting in the mind zone. He's just putting on this t-shirt, thinking, "All right, I fit the thing now."
nice.
Like when you're talking, he just went from being like G'd up to the max or whichever the way they say it, but
Appreciate you,
now
bro.
he's like,
For sure. Yeah, if I can wiggle the workout. Yeah. All right. Hey, if I can wiggle the workout, I'm gonna have that dub tomorrow.
you
This
know what I mean?
me. This is skinny nigga.
So like I just think it's pretty true. Most people forgot where they're at.
Right, right. Can you hear me, SR?
Oh yeah, you're back. Yeah, nah, I was waiting for those people to leave. I forgot where I was at.
Hey, look at
But
that. Where we got, say refurbish or stay clean. Where you get to that word clean is clean. It's like say you are the edge of earth, sun, right? And all of your clothes hang off you. They cling to you. You know what I mean? Cling is clean.
nah, man. See, that's accents. See, that's breaking it down a bit more accents and things like I wouldn't. And people in Australia wouldn't really rhyme clean with clean.
Right,
We would
right,
say
right.
it's clean. It's
Oh,
clean,
that
not
is what it
cleanliness.
is, though. Look,
Yeah,
look,
I know,
cleansing,
but
clean.
to that to me, that's like a pretty. It's a important part, really. A lot of people might not say it is like how they, and I think it's quite disrespectful how a lot of people don't pronounce the cultural things in the way they should, because that is
Should.
how the proper vibration is about, right? And where you'll get the correct
Yeah.
thing from. Like, if you want to say the name of the town and the culture, you should say it that way. Don't be like, for me to say something like, let's say, I don't know, California, well, California, or something, right? Like, that's not
Right,
how you,
California.
like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
people wouldn't, and the same way Americans might say like Melbourne or Brisbane, to particular parts. It's just the accent that it rolls off. But then in many things too, especially in the spiritual things, there's got to be in the right tone. Um, and people's names especially, man, and these names of the cities, names of these people, like places, they need to, it's like if you can't be respectful enough to like say, like Abdul Raham Saab, something like this or whatever, or whichever way, or maybe even Mai Cheng Ching Cho way or whatever it is, or Tusuo Te Tivini like instead of John Smith. It's when I say John Smith, because they'll be like, or don't say Vinny Raka. Like they won't understand, like they won't say intensive with this Raka. They're like, it's bad, man. It's like they don't even want to learn it. So it's like Macy, I'll say Joan Smythe. What's up, Joan? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it gets to me, but because it's a little thing that I think would go a long way in changing things if we were to be serious. Same thing in the sense that if we walk past people, right? We're gonna walk past people, and most people, especially in New America, man, like big cities, everyone's too busy now. Like if you're walking down the middle of the city, you acknowledge someone, you kind of like look, and you might nod your head and be like, "Hey, what's up?" You keep walking, and you say, "Oh, how you going?" "Yeah, good," and you keep going. If you were to stop and actually be sincere and be trying to find out, "Oh, yeah, so how was your day? What you been doing?" People would be a little bit shocked. They either don't let you, like don't have the time, or they just, like it would. It's not part. It's more part and parcel to just wave your head, wave, and keep going. So I think that's like, yeah, it's taking away again from sincerity.
Right. Say the it's look what
Oh,
I kind of got from you where you just said that. It's kind of like say where you was say educated at the beginning of your life. As children, a lot of us didn't listen. You know what I mean? We cared not to listen. You know what I mean? When the chance was given where you could broaden your mind with this, you know what I'm saying? You could have paid more attention and you wouldn't feel like you under the spell that you under when you matured. You know what I mean? But you was the one skipping school. You was the one not listening to the teacher so you could listen to self and break this down within. It's like where we did a lot of skipping school and all of this, you'll pay for it later because where you realize where they tried to teach you, it's like they start you with the training wheels, but as you grow, you learn how to roll this. You know what I mean? And if you was one that's careless about, say, being intellectual and learning and all that, you'll pay for it later. But don't call him the devil because you didn't think. You know what I mean? It gets to the point where a lot of people, like in this world, you just leave them alone and you'll see what they about. You leave them alone and they gonna just sit there. They just gonna sit alone and have no drive to get up and go. So don't say nothing about the person that so-called got you, say trap, because once you get wind of the real truth, you need to get your ass up and get the moving. You know what I'm saying? And get on it. You bring that back forward. You don't just say, "Oh well," you know what I mean? Because it's like where I realized that I was slipping and learning shit. This is where I woke up and I'm where I'm at now. You know what I mean? I had to pick that back up and continue to fact up. I had to continue to grow. You know what I mean? And the stem come from where I was skipping. I was skipping school a lot. You know what I'm saying? I
mm.
realized like
But
you
that,
don't.
that that developed you into you. But and not to like segue like straight off, man. But like, just noticed a great brother friend of mine from this online world. It's
Okay.
great, man. If you guys have not noticed or heard about TSL, the Smokers Lounge, with Chris Cyphers, which is a regular running program on YouTube every few
Shout
days,
out Chris
different
Cyphers.
segments.
Salute.
He's with us at the moment. So, first time I think or maybe not first time, but it's been a while since, I'm grateful it's come through, man. 'Cause like, we'll get some knowledge, and not some knowledge, but we'll just spit some ciphers, man. I don't know. This was just a test run, really. I was just trying to. I hope this audio. I hate. It must be sometimes coming out good and then coming out scratchy. But I'm just. I was like just testing it, but yeah. Mind's eye come up and just kept talking. But how you going, bro? What are you up to, Chris?
Didn't I?
Yeah, your mic is good. You hear a little static every once in a while, but it's not as bad as an echo or something. So you good. Um, I've been good, man. Just continuing building with the peoples, with the family, with the community itself, and making
Word.
sure I'm doing my due diligence within my work behind the scenes, and
Which is fucking
putting
solid.
yeah, and putting my life into play as well. Along with all the other stuff is going on. But
And I think,
I
just
kind of
sorry to interrupt. I don't wanna, like. I'll let you. I want to keep going because what we, if anyone has been listening, what we've been talking about, and I'm like, this is what I'm saying. Some people are stuck in the 9 to 5 grind clock thing, right? Like they got to go into Babylon, sign out, do their thing, come home, maybe vent on this YouTube, but then they go back to it. But this is an example we've got here of somebody who's able to take their creative ability, work the business world, which is, Figgy figured it out, and he's now building his intellectual property, creative property. He's definitely got mad skill, and I'd like you to talk more about it, bro. Really, to like try and inspire people, because I'm on the same level. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a beautiful thing that we have the ability
Salutes,
to create
salutes to
songs
that
and
shit.
try and get it out there, man. You know.
yeah.
Not
I
to
mean,
give away your game and stuff, but I mean, like you got major props from
oh
me with the
man,
sounds you make, and
game should be given away, man. It shouldn't be purchased. It shouldn't be hard to find. Especially within your tribe as well. So I feel as if I'm within my tribe, so I don't feel like I'm giving up a secret or anything. And me, I'm neutral. I don't do groups and stuff, so there is no secret to me. Um,
mm,
but upon what anybody want to learn or what anybody want to hear, I don't mind expounding on that. Um, even with music itself, I just I took what everyone have. I didn't um complain, say that I can't do it. I didn't say that, oh, well, I have to depend on someone from doing this. No, I was caught in situations. I looked at it and I took control for myself, as if just talking about music. When I started to learn how to write, orchestrate songs, write hooks, write verses, write bridges.
mm,
Um, I was thankful for my cousin to help me along with that because I didn't develop that myself. So my cousin helped me with
right.
that. After that, I started to take it serious on a note that I didn't even know that I was going to take it serious to, or I was just going to take it at a level that it's at now. So, I just kept working on my craft because all I knew at this point, writing, I was hip to poetry and everything, going through school and everything. So, and I was in a band. So
hmm
that already let me know that I was going to be doing something
That's what
with
I was about
music.
to ask you. Yeah, it's just about to ask you that. Like, what instrument did you hit in the band? Like, were you
Yeah, I
playing in
play.
that?
Okay, yeah. So I started band, and at the end of fifth grade, started taking it more serious. Sixth grade, until high school, because I played saxophone until I finished high school.
Oh, dope,
So I
man.
started, so I roughly started before sixth grade, but I usually say, hey, I started sixth grade full time. This is what I wanted to do, music. So I was in concert band, I was in jazz band, I was in marching band. So basically any band group that the school had to offer, I basically was in. I
Wow.
excelled within first chair. plenty and many of times. So after a while of just getting that just didn't mean nothing to me. All I had to do was just keep playing.
Yeah,
So a competition when that
funk it
was
out.
really nothing to me. It was just more of music, getting understanding the frequencies, learning the feel, seeing what's being triggered. Um and moving on from that, I had to figure out now, I have this whole musical intellect. I know music theory, and this is all before I started writing. So now when I add writing into this, now I have the concept of making beats, but I don't even know this, and I'm at such a young age, and I don't even know this.
Mm.
So
Okay, so
I,
what? And then the next question, probably before
mhm.
I had, what
That's
was
hey,
the
that's
first
great shit.
stage you made the first digital beat, like on a DAW? What was the age when you first? Or did you use the MPC first or something?
Oh, okay.
Or,
So my first beat that I made was actually off Fruity Loops because
yeah,
that was the free program at that time.
yep, that was fat, man, and
Yeah.
fully. Me too. I got that, and they made some dope
Mhm.
stuff out of it a little bit. Anyway, keep going.
Yep. And that was 2000, 2001, around that
Yeah.
time. So I started working with that and I felt a little bit overwhelmed. And even after I still created the beat, after like it took me like 3 or 4 months to do it. And even still after that, I felt
Whoa.
overwhelmed that maybe this wasn't my calling, making the beats, composing the beats. So how about I just reach
Mm.
out, get more in the music, get more in the industry, and reach out to people who make beats. And now that I have the intellect of music, um, and at this time, I'm in Atlanta with my stepfather, who is actually a producer, and I didn't put it together because I guess just I was just so young and a lot of things was just going on. But I really didn't understand why he would call me into his studio and be like, "Yo, get your saxophone, come down here. I got a session going on. I might need you to do some stuff." Because he knew I was good at just hearing things and just playing it, or just playing things just for how I feel. And it, of course, it just sounded great to him. So those was my like first times in the studio around like 11, 12, 13, around that time. And then I kept moving around and da 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 da. And after that, when I came to the military, which was 2004, that's when I literally had like my first project, like lyrics, beat, and everything.
So
And from
then,
that,
wait. Okay,
huh?
so
Yeah,
that's the.
yeah,
I was gonna say, quick question was like between what sort of standard studio did you make that first beat compared to what the military had? Just like a $2,000 to five
oh, okay.
thousand dollars setup.
Yeah. Okay. So when I made my first beat, I was working with Fruity Loops. And at the time when I got into the military, at that time I was already basically
Okay, so it's still with
logical
the door. Yeah.
on Fruity Loops. Not Fruity Loops. My fault.
Pro Tools.
Fuck, Avid Pro Tools. So Pro
Pro
Tools,
Tools.
because
Yeah.
Pro Tools was the leading software even before Logic. So
Yeah.
Pro Tools was the standard, and at that time when I do my research, it was the standard. So I wanted to understand Pro Tools. So at that time I got Pro Tools. I understood Pro Tools, and that's when I recorded my first song as well. During that time, I had just moved to Seattle, and I was trying to find studios and other producers that can possibly do this for me. But when I got to connecting and networking with these producers, and by the time the studio session came upon, the studio session was already paid for. However, things were a little bit more complicated. And it wasn't like the between the relationship. It was like just the working and knowing the mix board, knowing this, knowing that.
Mm.
And when I understood, things weren't given, and it was hard to network with
Oh
with
no.
with the
Yeah.
and build a team that's willing to that's actually seeing your vision and respect your vision. It's hard because now, I mean, you still remain independent, and you're just working with people that's making money off of you. So I
Mm.
didn't feel like that was a good way to go. So I started to look at beats. I knew music theory already, and that's primordially of what you need to know with music. You know, music theory, you can create
Mm-hmm.
music on any instrument that there
Yep.
is. I don't care what anybody say. If you know music theory, you can
Your
create music
voice
on
included,
any
brother.
instrument you is. It only takes, you know, you doing a little bit work diligence within that instrument.
That's right. Absolutely,
So, you
man.
know, after you know, knowing that and getting to know that, that's when I just started doing a lot of stuff myself and doing the work. Like really going in, like, okay, I know music theory, I know this, da da da. So I'm working the DAWs, I'm working the Fruity Loops, I'm working Pro Tools, and then Logic comes out with this big bang. I mean, well, GarageBand, then Logic comes, and you're just like, what the fuck? So I mean, you know, so I just added more DAWs and started working on more of my craft, and that just got me to where I'm at now. You know,
Yeah, bro. So full self-trained, then you did it like it's all by your own ear, and you did it like. What did you do? Go to a school for a while, but we just picked it up, like. But
yeah. I
you
mean,
know.
with me, it wasn't
Oh
like
shit, that's what I was gonna say.
yeah,
Sorry, before I go off on that tangent, before
Full
because like
Sail is a
you were
good
talking about it,
yeah. Full
with the
Sail
pro
is a
tools.
good program. Full Sail cheats you though. Full Sail is more on the business side. Um, unless you're actually going to the school, that's when you're going to start knowing the studio stuff, the production work, the composing part. But if you're doing the online stuff, you're going to get the most you're going to benefit off is the business side of that.
Oh, that's an
Why I wouldn't,
engineering school over
yeah,
in America.
yeah,
Okay,
that's why I wouldn't say Full Sail would be the way to go. I would
yeah,
say teach yourself until you come
and
to a
surround
limit,
yourself.
or
Yeah.
until you come to a point where you just don't know. I mean, you're at a complete stop. I'm not talking about like, you know, you just having a brain fart and you can't think of nothing. No, when you come to a complete stop and you can't go no more than this. Now this is where you have to accept some type of training. So when I felt like I got to a point, and it didn't limit me, it's just that I wanted to know more, right? So when I did that, that's when I did reach out to schools and start seeing what was going on. So I look at the AI
Mm,
art schools, and I was in Cali by that time, and the AI art schools was like, I went to the recording school, they fucked me
see,
over on the semester, so I was like, I fuck this shit. But then I end up finding Pinnacle, which is another school as well. And they actually offer me better services, better classes, better things. So I actually end up going there and attending Pinnacle. And I attended Pinnacle for
I
about a
wouldn't
year
want
and
to
a
just say
half.
though before you go on, bro. Like
Mhm,
just because about what you were saying before about Pro Tools, I'm fully recalling what you're saying. Like you're
mhm,
attending Pinnacle at the moment, but like that time where you were just learning Fruity Loops and then you learned Pro Tools, but that little time, and then you said you were working on a desk and you got to learn it, but that knowledge, and as you said, you went into that atmosphere of people who weren't really willing to give up the knowledge, and you're getting paid this short amount of money for recording a few people, and like the stuff like that, but it is valuable knowledge though, to learn how to work Pro Tools and then to be able to mix those boards. And it's not much, it's just Control Z and finding out where the things are, and
mhm,
like which way to do what. But I mean, then you got to really like try and tweak the program, but just to do the basics of record
mhm,
somebody. But anyway, just to go on that, because that's to producers out there, like, because it is valuable, man, to know that sort of stuff. Because then you can go to the studios and say, okay, I'll be the engineer if you need a house engineer or whatever, when people need recording. Because there's people like my friends doing a youth workshop. But anyway, back to the thing. You're attending these schools and you're at Pinnacle now.
yeah, yeah. I was at Pinnacle. So basically, by this time, what the school did for me was sharpen the tools and the knowledge that I had, and it
Mm.
may have integrated a little bit more. Which what I mean by that was add more knowledge to what I know now, which made me find out and do different songs different ways. Just different types of reverbs, different type of plugins and stuff. And now because music is evolving itself, and now you have the whole side chain sub bass now. that's
Chill.
very popular, that's been popular for like the past 5-10 years. So you
Mm.
have things that's going to exceed what's going now. You always want to be up to par with the sound, because just music is just everything right now. Music is
I'd
in
say,
everything,
yeah, absolutely. And then hip hop is getting so much bigger. But I'd say that side chaining thing would be a little bit longer, because to me the side chaining came with the sort of tech music, how they'd have that instead of the bass being syncopated with the that,
hmm
but like it's kind of, it's just
well
started phasing in and out, but now they're doing the kicks with it and really emphasizing the kick drum, side chaining the kick drum off everything and
Well,
stuff like
well, the thing is, if you go into a little bit deeper in research, what they had was to at that time, before the side chaining was very prevalent, it was more of a gate. And a gate can act the same way as side chaining, because what is a gate doing? It's allowing for a sound to
opening.
cut in at a
Yeah.
certain time and cut out at a certain time, or um play within a certain time of the sound that it's gating to. So if I wanted to come maybe after the sound is coming, I can make that happen. If I wanted to come while the sound is coming, I can make that happen. And it's kind of still parallel to this to the side chaining, but when they found out that they can do that with a compressor, it was more consonants to the air. It made more sense, you know what I'm saying? And it was more dynamic. So, when you had before just a gate, because a gate kind of shut out things. But then when you did it with a compressor, it allowed some sounds or frequencies to come out more than others. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what kind of made it what it is, was actually the compressor. Because yes, they still had these tools, and they still had EDM house music as well. But the thing is, if you listen to the house music, it wasn't compressed, it was more gated.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying, man. It's like they're taking over the whole field of spectrum audio rather than the
Yeah.
specific points that they need to. But don't mind me, I'm just getting my TSL fashion on, flowers. You know what I mean? What time over there? You in mid afternoon? It's just weird for me, random. I just woke up and tried to do a test run, so happy, man. Things coming through.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I saw your notification. I was just like, oh shit, let me go on the brothers, panel, see what's going on. And I like what y'all was talking about. I was like, when I first came on, I was gonna be like, yo, like, just to make sure what y'all was talking about, I was just gonna ask, and just to see for sure. And I would like to, say one or two things on that. But we started going into this music stuff. But yeah, y'all was
Oh
cooking up
shit.
there, man. You and Manzai, salute to
Yeah,
both of
mine's
y'all.
I just left, mate. It disappeared, which is a bit of it.
Oh,
But anyway, you say what you want to say if you got those ideas, man. Like, because I mean, we were talking some stuff. I think so. Like, I'm not.
yeah.
We were talking honest stuff, and this is how I feel about it. Because
hmm
it's just as you say on your show, and you modified it up like lately. Like, it's we've been here for a couple of years. A lot of people have been here for a lot longer than that, and taking it all different ways. Some people, if you're trying to really progress it or whatnot, or you're just having a bit of fun, or you're trying to kick knowledge or nothing. But yeah, like
hmm
just to come and do the same hocus pocus every time and go around in circles, it's like, man, that's not the game for me. I don't think. I prefer like some more
Right.
on point stuff on what's better for you. As I said, it's not like you're never gonna sum it up in one sentence or one stream, man. It's like we're all different situations, but certain things do resonate with everyone.
Mhm. I would say, like, onto the conversation I was talking about earlier. I think we've been oppressed at a young age to the point where we have to go through that transition from being part of nature to this indoctrination by our parents or by the home or by our communities. And then when we grow up and get even more tuned to what's going on, now we're being sold this dream by the government, because now we understand there's a higher power other than our parents that's letting us know what's going on. So when we
Yeah.
have things like, and with it goes a lot on with a lot of these discussions in the conscious community. Um, if we're talking the language, we have to go by the language, because that's what the language is, and we none of us set the language. We don't set no definition for words or anything. So when we go to a point of we having a discussion, I think a lot of things fall out because now a lot of words are being inserted that have nothing to do with the discussion. And the point of being sold the American dream, you can do what you want, da da da. It can mean whatever you want, and da da da. No, it can't, because regardless of where you at, a dog is gonna be a dog. 2 years old, 7 years
Right.
old, 20 years old, 80 years old. A dog is going to be a dog. A cat is going to be a cat. And for instance, explanation, example. If somebody shot me in the foot when I was 12 years old, that same person would be remain the name of the person that shot me in the foot. I'm not gonna 12 years later. Well, I think it was a nigga named Billy, but it was this nigga hair. No, there's no change. That person shot me in the foot.
Yeah.
So why should information and stuff be changed according to what we know and how we
Yeah.
speak and what's the meaning of things? We can't just go to this point. Oh, just because we grown, well, a bitch could mean, oh, fucking parties, celebration, and goodies, but when it means a female dog, belittling someone. You can't
Right.
do that, because if you do that, now you're causing chaos. Now you're going in your own world, going around. You go to a fucking party. Hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? Everybody looking at you stupid now because you have your own meaning and interpretation of things and you couldn't stick to the script. So
Yeah.
now you thinking that you being cool because you have your own interpretation of things or your own meanings. You think you being cool, but you're actually disrespecting people. And then you get mad when you disrespect people and you don't want to listen to people when they tell you, hey, yo, you disrespecting me. I don't want to be called that. But just because in your world it's this.
It's
No, that
true.
don't mean
Yeah.
nothing, because when you come in another space of another being, because that's what you're doing, even a meet, a link up. I don't care if it's your girlfriend, your brother, your sister. When you come to link up, that's the whole point of linking up. There's two spaces linking up. You can't just think of, oh, this is just my world. This where other person's space
Right.
have to be incorporated with your world, and you can. And it's just not a one frame mind. That's the
Right.
chaos that's going around in America right now, because motherfuckers be like,
Worldwide.
oh, this person was doing this and this and this, and then you have 30 other people that could say different things from that shit when this motherfucker is letting out the same example to every one of those individuals. So we're all getting lost in the fucking sauce, and it's just pure chaos.
Yep. And that's
You know.
like, a beautiful thing to some of these wicked motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like how it's just a confusion melt pot, and it's just getting bigger and worse and things. But I think there was a good point you struck on, but I couldn't find. I can't remember like but how things are changing from.
Mhm.
It's all about the digital realm and stuff. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
like
you have what his name, Chariot Rain, Chariot Rain in your chat. I like a lot of what he's saying, but what I want to say to what he last said, he said, I have always said this: we need one language, not to conquer the Tower of Babel, but too many dangers. Otherwise, make it Spanish. Does not have to be English, but make it one language. Always have said, right? I would say this: the meaning of, you have different languages, different nations and stuff is upon our traditions and what we celebrate, how we live during this time, this experience that we have. And we all have the right to celebrate our life and our living, our family, our ancestors, our traditions and stuff. I agree in a way, but I wouldn't say one language. I would say one community, because you can still have different tribes within a community and it could coexist. So we could all still be a community, and we can still have our different tribes and different languages and different stuff. However, when we come together, we need to have a point to where we all can communicate, just like how you have the nations, the United Nations. When all of them come together, regardless of how they come together, how many people they bring with, that's a point of where all of them can come together and they can rationalize all situations of what's going on, and they can communicate all together, and they have you know, people that can
Mm.
translate their language. We have to, do the same thing. Which I mean, like, we don't have to be a one language, but a one community, one unit. Yes, that's something that we would have to be. And
I
as
think,
of now, we're all segregated by tribes, by communities and stuff. So we all, like, for the ones who haven't been detrimented through this system, we all have to pick ourselves up single-handedly, not just with ourselves, but with our tribes ourselves, to coexist and unify with other tribes as well. And I think that would be a better plan of, getting people to come together.
uh,
Not
and
saying that his plan is not a better plan or anything. I'm not taking
no,
anything from that. I just wanted just to add to what
yeah,
he
to
was
say
saying.
on that
That's
point,
all. Yeah, because what he was saying was good things. Like,
I
I
think,
don't mind, that, because when we all come together, regardless where we at, you're gonna have people that speak different language. In every continent, you have people that speak
right,
different languages. But when we come together, there's gonna have to be a language that we all can interpret, and we can
I
understand
think,
each other and get across, our solutions or our problems, and make something of it to better our economies, or our continents itself, our
it's our
people.
culture. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I mean, like, I said that there with the thing, like, it's a good idea, but we need to keep the cultural and the thousands of dialects. Like, and what made me think, and the same, I'm going to segue off the same point, it's like,
Yeah.
within Fiji, they have this, it's a very small island. Like, there's 300 odd, the three main islands, but 300 like different, small ones. So lots of different tribes, thousands of dialects, but there's this one common language called Mbao, right? So everybody speaks that, and then even amongst, but then there are all these, tribal languages amongst that, which are there are thousands, right? In amongst this small place. But then, as the say you're saying about you think it's a good idea for the growth of the community in the South Pacific and all these Pacific Island nations, they don't necessarily, they will all understand similar things too. They're not speaking, Tongans speak different, Samoans speak different, New Zealanders speak different, but they understand like the basics, like eo, and like they'll know how to say hello to each other, and like, the cultural traits are there as a one people, but they keep their sovereign identity. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's it's a right thing.
Yeah.
But not one language to rule them all. I don't know about that shit.
Yeah. Now, I understand what he's saying now, because he has said, within country is fine. It's fine by me. I don't mean worldwide. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's a great point as well. So, because he's saying exactly the same thing I'm saying, by country, continent, you're gonna have, different languages. But when we all come together as a world, one unit, or a whole country or continent wide unit, there should be an intelligence of one communicative system that we all can understand. Because the people in Ghana, well, just pertaining to Africa, people in Ghana is not speaking the same shit as the people in Northern Africa. You see what I'm saying? Or Nubia. You see what I'm saying? It's like, even a lot of the countries that's right next to each other, they have different languages, different dialects and stuff that they speak as well. And it's no different than when you come to New York. You come to New York, I mean, just USA. You come to New York, you're gonna have, like, you go to Spanish Harlem, you have your Dominicans, you have your Puerto Ricans, you have some Mexicans around and stuff. Like, you have all these Spanish cultures, that's around, and still in one state. And this is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, like, the same country. If you're in the same country, there's gonna be more people that speak different languages than you as well. However, when we come together, we have to have an understanding of communicative way. And that's what I would like to bring to say with the first language was body language. And that's how
Boo.
everything is being interpreted. Even from when you go to sign language, how do people who can't talk, how do they talk? How do they communicate? By signs, body language. Now it's just
Right.
more in depth with different signs because of the language. But however, when you didn't have that English language, we could communicate with saying less than 5 words, and we could understand a whole paragraph of each other. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Facts. I mean, the basics of survival, really, like if you didn't understand, to say, like, you just put your hand to your mouth is like food. Maybe, like drinking is like you need water.
Yeah.
You pretend to bathe like I need a shower, brush
Mm-hmm.
teeth, things like this, go to
Mm-hmm.
toilet.
Yep, and it's crazy how that body, how the sound language moved to actions which interpret the language. Just like when you say brushing teeth, how would you know if somebody need to brush their teeth? They would put their hand up to their mouth like they brushing their damn teeth. Simple
Mm,
shit, right?
right.
We just need to, with this whole bullshit English language, we just need to learn to not make things difficult because we're not speaking the tonal natural language. So the more we get emotional, the more we make it difficult for us. A lot of
Right.
reasons why, like, if things happen, like, I'm on my panel, and one of the brothers, he's like very passionate about what he's saying, and I'm passionate about what I'm saying. I would never go and result into name calling, you know, um, belittling you or anything, because it has nothing to do with personal or emotional. And understanding the language, we're just talking and communicating. So I don't need to hurt you, belittle you, use words to kill you, to make you feel lower than me or anything.
Right. Don't stoop to that. But, you know, you could if you wanted to,
Right.
but like,
But it's
depending
like,
on the situation.
it's like, do you understand the language, or just are you just speaking out of your ass? And I just didn't want to be one of those people growing up speaking out of my ass. My mom's an English major, and she was like, "No, like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, yeah, we in school, but your English is gonna be on par. You gonna understand and talk to motherfuckers everywhere you
Mm,
motherfucking go. Fuck that shit."
yeah.
So, like, I had very harsh teaching and language. And when I say harsh, I'm not saying harsh like, oh, some slavery shit. No, I'm talking about some 9 to 5 English work. Like, my math is cool. My mom, oh, your math cool, your science cool, your English. Let me see that. Okay, you got 95% of everything right, but I want you to get 100% of everything right. Do it over. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So she made sure I would understand and know this language that we talking, rather than just speak out of our ass. And knowing that I have 3 to 4 different other cultural ethnicities in my blood, like, I'm gonna have to understand everybody, not just the people in my household, but I have to understand the people in my grandparents' household. I have to understand the people in my cousins or my aunts, my uncles' household as well. Some of them spoke Spanish, and my house didn't speak full Spanish. Cause my mom gave us the option of speaking Spanish or English or whichever we wanted to do. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? But during that time, speaking Spanish, English, Creole, whatever you want to call it, this is what I've learned. And I didn't need a book for this, because by the time I got to middle school where I was taking classes for language, they was taking me out of Spanish classes and putting me in the French classes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Every year.
Why?
And
Because
it
you
was
were
a it was
perfecting them.
it was a reason why they did that. They
Okay.
knew it was a reason why they did every year. There's no when you go through high school, I mean middle school, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade in the South, it's not no. You have to take a language, and
Yeah.
you have to take
Most.
Spanish.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
take French. Every year they gave me French and took me out of a Spanish class. Why would you
Was
take me
that
out of Spanish class if I needed Spanish? Then they switched it to when I got in 7th grade. Oh, you only need one language now. You see what I'm saying? So what, you teaching us both languages and you teaching us too much now? So now you limiting our teachings. So that's why I took and I kept a lot of the French, but then I don't have to do too much for Spanish because that's in my home, right? That's in my home. That's in my
Yeah.
family. So I need to know anything Spanish. I'm gonna just go and chill around my family.
Yeah. Exactly. And pick it up. So, like,
Yep. Home is your school. That's your first school. Home is your first school. I don't care what anybody say. Home is your school. You don't have to go outside your home to learn. You don't have to go outside your home to be social, because
yeah.
you have those social properties within your home. I don't care
That's,
if
I
you was
think,
the only child.
one.
Are you social with your mom and your dad? Don't your mom and your dad bring the cousins over, their nieces, their nephews, your uncles, your aunts, grandparents? So
I think that's one tragic
you have a
part.
social network already before
Yeah.
you get out and get into the
It's a
world.
beautiful thing, and we need to like really, really cherish and fucking. Oh, sorry, make that shine because like I think it's tragically for my sake, just in my like, um, the way that my parents came from Fiji. I had the three siblings who were born there. I was quite younger than
Oh, your
everybody
people
else,
from
and
Fiji?
yeah, and my brothers and sister were born up there till they were 6 till 10, and then I was coming out, and my parents migrated fully over here. They studied
Mm,
over here and stuff. That had been, but anyway, so they grew me up really Australianized or Westernized. They wanted me to really excel at school and speak English, and so when I was at home, they didn't speak any native language. So it was like I didn't really. I can understand it. I hear it like they did to themselves and on their phone and stuff. Like I could hear it, but and when I go to Fiji, though, same thing. I get surrounded by the people within about a month or so. Like I can kind of speak fairly fluently, but if most of the time it's like if someone speaks to me, I can get what they're saying, but my reaction is to answer back in English straight away, but I've got to stop and think of what the words I'm going to say. And then the words I say might not come out in the correct order. But it's just practice
right.
and shit. But it's valuable, man. Like you got to learn, like like
Mm.
it's your culture, it's your line, man. That was your history.
Hey, bro, check this out. Don't feel bad because just like us over here, we was bred to know English and all that shit.
Mm,
So when we get in a lot of these conversations and stuff, even online, and I already know even online, a lot of us go back to that point where we hold on. Before I say what I need to say, let me check this shit real quick because it might not come out how they might interpret it, or we want them to interpret it. So it's that's nothing bad, to worry about, because even the people that speak that damn language go through it itself, even white people. That's just the
right.
default. That's one of the defaults in the language. You shouldn't have
Mm,
to think to express yourself if this is how you feel inside, because you feel the feeling inside first, then you talk and interpret, right?
mm.
So
And
when you
it's
had
so
to
yeah.
feel the feeling, then talk, but stop yourself and think, hold on, that's a default.
And then straight up, even one more is actions speak louder than words. So what's in the middle of that? You think it, or you could move rather than speak and say. And what's going to speak louder than you saying it? You actually doing it. Which is,
Exactly.
yeah, man, that's
Exactly.
true. But the thought is the initial,
Hmm.
you know.
And that's why when like people can like speak English and be in the whole conversation, and that shit could turn into an argument quick, because them niggas face to face, they doing actions and shit with their hands and all this shit, and it might not mean what they interpreting, but the other person is picking up like, what the fuck are you doing, nigga? That shit look offensive, nigga. That shit is wild. Why you waving your hands? Why you doing that? And y'all interpreting, so it's like English is not one of those body language languages that you can interpret off of a body language. It actually intersects what you're saying and throw the person off of what you're saying. Now that's why I try to keep my hands down and low by myself when I talk to people.
Hmm,
And sometimes it still come out because I'm a fucking character, and
yeah.
I'm a little aggressive at times. But then I try to calm down and be like, okay, hold on, how can I say this? Okay, talk and don't move.
Yeah, I
So I
see
just
what
try
you're
to talk
saying.
and don't move.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're just trying to express it, but you full like put your shoulders and your arms into the
Yeah,
everything. But and they're
yeah.
like,
Because
"Yo, hold up, man."
a lot of us are very expressive in characters. So when we try to interpret what we're saying, we get some of these movements that's going on, you know, that upon the course of how we feel, that might be, letting like, hey, this means this, da 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 da. But
Exactly.
they might not be picking it up. Being that you might not be from the area, or they might be new to the area, or whatever the case may be. However, if it's a universal language, we should all be picking it up the same, unless there is an upgrade, which I don't mind. Because slang, that's what you have slangs. You have other words for this, and you have other words for this, and you break another word and go into this. And that brings up more definitions and brings up more thoughts and bring up more things. So that's what we should be doing with everything, like with music. Like with music, still the newest thing to music is the side chain sub bass.
Mm,
That's literally the newest thing, and that's not new. We should be innovating, making
yeah.
new type
It
of
really is, hey.
effects
That they haven't. I mean, I've been to a little bit of music school, and so that the thing hasn't changed since
Mm-mm.
1983. The platform of
Facts.
how MIDI music works. So like, it's quite, you know, the and the doors they are slowly progressing, but they're doing this. Everything does the same thing, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I forgot where I was going, but yeah, man, they should have, but
Yep.
I don't know.
It's like, as it's crazy, because if a lot of these things that we're using should be evolving, like if is evolving, music should be evolving.
Right.
We frequencies always will go by numbers, and you will have to do some type of math at some point. So if math is evolving, music should be evolving. If music is evolving, sound itself is evolving itself. And now we have to break it down to other things as well. Don't music go into promotions for other companies? So those companies should be evolving as well. This
Oh
is like
man.
this is a full spectrum thing. So if something is universal, everything should be evolving. Why is everything evolving selectively?
Factually,
Sound
look,
is
let me just
right.
say
Sound is
something.
frequency. So go ahead.
Like, just because this the way, what are you saying? Why is it done so specifically, right? Like, I mean, 2 decades ago, rap, like hip hop was not acceptable, especially here in Australia, man. It was very not that no, it wasn't acceptable, but they thought it was a fad. It wouldn't last, wasn't happening. You know, like the amount of rappers that we heard about was very minuscule to the amount that was there since the 80s. You know, it only got a little bit big in the 90s. It was very grunge scene. But now, those same guys who are just grunged out, like all these things, they want to be rappers and it's huge. But the bigger sense is that I see it now in advertising. Like before, even 15 years ago, you'd only see guitars and all these heavy metal sort of things, and not heavy metal, but that sort of,
Mhm.
live instruments in the audio. But now it's all like little girl, like the one we've got. This is in Australia too. It really surprises me. There's this ad of they're advertising like a lolly, and then this mum drives up to a light. There's a little girl in the back seat of one car, and then an elderly mother on one car, and then this song comes in. It's like, I'm a rap, and then me, me. So like this girl just turning up, and she's in the infant seat in the back, and she's doing the lyrics, and got the lollies in her hand, and the mum sees and she turns her head away, and the other mum turns the music up and shit, and like Aldi, another big shopping, they've got like rap. It's just like yeah, it's how it is, and it's great. It's a great thing, I guess, in a way, if we've got the skill to do it and get. I'd love to get my music onto one of those ads, but like, um, if you had the manager, but the
That's what's up.
I mean, like, just its whole like shit, like the people, it's just changed like completely, and it's not going anywhere. It's more hip hop than ever. All these kids are seeing this thing. It's intense, man. In Australia, like, have you heard of 1-4?
Yeah,
That group, yeah. You say something, they're blowing up all over the world, man. They just came out a
mhm,
few months ago.
yeah.
Isn't it? Another couple groups. So really, it's just getting bigger and bigger. So just hopefully it continues, man. Like, I'm up. What's the time over there? Yeah.
It is 1:25 in the
So
afternoon.
what would be your plan? I wish it was 4:20, but it's 4:20 somewhere. It'd be 4:20 on the east.
Yeah, it's 4:20 on the actually it's 4:20 on the 4:25 on the East Coast. I'm still smoking mines. I started at 1:20 actually because I had like a half a blunt. Actually a little bit more than half a blunt, but yeah, I'm still finishing that bitch.
Hey, you wanna go live this evening? What's today? Thursday.
Today is one day, I'm be going I'm be going live in a little bit. That's why I came up on here. I was like, let me see if somebody live because I always check to see if anyone's live before I go live. So
Yeah,
I don't
man. I
like stepping
fully
on people's
appreciate
toes and
that,
stuff.
bro.
So I saw that you was live. So I was like, let me come up over here and see what's going on and chat for
Yeah,
a little bit, da da da. You know.
gotta keep building. One thing I was gonna ask too, I should have sent you email, but if you get time, man, like, I suppose you're busy as, and if you just like could those overlays, man, if you could like fuck around with some
You need
shit.
you need an overlay.
Yeah, man, like just some basic sunray sin or some shit, but we'll talk about it when you
Send
get time to sit down to it. Yeah.
Just nah. The better thing is because if we talk about it, I might get sidetracked from the rest of the build, and I'm drinking IPAs, smoking and stuff. So I think the best thing to do is just like you say you was gonna do, send me an email of the details of how you want it,
Yeah,
and
definitely. Yeah.
I'll do my best of trying to do what I could do, send it to you, and if you want to make any
Sweet.
adjustments or whatever, or be like, it's kind of not what I want. And I'll be like, all right, let me try again. I'm not the, oh, if
Yeah.
I don't get it the right time or if there's, I don't stop. I keep going. So my
That's
my
it.
because
Yeah.
my mind run crazy. So I might I mean, I'm telling you, like you could give me an idea and I could have like 3 or 4 different ideas and you probably be like, "Yo, like, when did you come up with this other overlay?" And I'm like, "Nigga, I did this shit when I did the first overlay."
True,
You
you
know,
had it
so
there. I
my
mean,
mind
that's
works. My
another
mind works
a, a good trait about like good engineers and masters, like because if they give and usually if it takes more than 3 times, you need to go to somebody else. But if you're not happy with the first mix or the first master, they give you another two, and they give you another one, give you another two. If you're still not happy, it's like they can't really do too much for you.
right.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, like, I can't, after I try a few, times, I can't, if I don't meet up to your expectations, I get it, but I tried. But just like
yeah,
I'm just not one of them. Like I try once and I'm giving up on you. Like, like
nah, man. If
it's,
you show, you got the heart to, you're going, then you know, fully
mhm.
give them the guiding light, or try as much as you can. But it's up to the people. It's up to the person, man. I should learn how to do my own overlay if I can get it done. But I'm lacking on the iMovie thing. I've still got I've still legit got this like those tutorials I do like learning music to use it like doors
Yeah.
indoors, man. Like we should do one together. I'd love to, but like I've got these episodes and sitting there for like months, man. Like it's like a 20 minute thing, and I
Hmm.
forgot to press stop record on OBS, and it's got me there for the next 8 hours, like doing just whatever random shit, and end up going onto your panel and talking for like 6 hours. It was funny shit. I just got to chop the video, but I don't even have the program because like my software is not updated to the latest thing. It's just in a situation, but oh gee, I'll figure it out somehow and get it up there.
Yeah.
Um,
What I was thinking, and I think I'm gonna start this next week because I'm just getting a lot of things together with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start giving like DAW lessons,
fully.
um just small little lessons on different like compressors, EQs,
Yep.
echoes, delays, whatever anybody want to call it, your flangers, anything effects wise,
Audio effects.
teaching EQ, equalization, compressing, teaching how to manipulate a kick or a sound or anything, how to make a hi-hat, how to make a kick, how to make a sub bass and shit like that. So we're
Do it,
just gonna go
man. You'd be
through.
wicked at it. I know you would. So, but anyway, have you sat down and sort of, but you got the framework of it. But I'm sure you could do it. I can already see it. You got like a series of things. Like one episode of uh frequency EQ, or one episode of like
Hmm.
limiting, or one episode of compression, or one of reverb and
Hmm.
how it affects this, the delay, all this, like I mean it's and you gotta take it from like this perspective of a layman or somebody who already knows how to use a door. You know what I mean? Like that's the other part when I think about these things, but you
Hmm.
got mad skill. I know that. The way your sound comes out is so killer. That new one too, you got the beat you got that it sounds like Cali Swag District teach you like Dougie that fucking tell him do better than lie, and you like you do that
Oh
intro,
yeah,
man. That's
yeah.
fat. That's fat. That's really fat, man. So keep going
Thank
on
you,
that
thank
shit.
I'm
Thanks
trying
very
to, man.
much.
I mean, I'm just right now because I'm actually very deep in the writing process of this new project, and
You're right.
I'm very man, I'm excited because I know what's coming, but I'm excited to what I can give and offer to you guys music wise, and how it's going to be different, um and more on a better level than my last project as well. So um I'm very excited for that, and I'm gonna keep you guys posted on everything and when everything is gonna drop and all that stuff. So yeah, just stay tuned because
Facts.
we got some stuff coming because I'm probably gonna be recording my I'm gonna start recording like the first two tracks within like the next few days or the next week or so. So
Wow. It's
yeah,
hard to get that schedule down. You want the timeline, but man, as long as hope you stick to it. Oh yeah, do it, bro. I can't wait.
yeah, it's
um,
just starting the YouTube channel and the TSL and it being what it is. It took a lot of time away from myself in music,
mm,
but it wasn't in a bad way. What I was
mm-hmm,
doing was seeing how was this going to work and how can I
mm-hmm.
fit in my music as well. And I
Yep,
got in the points where I can make things happen, and I know I can
yep.
make things happen. So now I'm back to creating the music more than just beats because y'all hear a lot of beats and stuff from me, but now it's more of working on the project as well. So um
I was just thinking, quick thought. Like, I'm wondering if the jingles you made, right, like those two beats, because they're advertisements and introductions for pieces. Like every time it gets played, and if you register it with BMG, do you gonna get a royalty for that? Or because are
yeah,
they
yeah,
there's a
yeah, I will, and that's actually one of the that's actually what I'm actually building with. I was trying to actually get the track done when we had our first meetup when we had Super come through, Bronze came through, my cousin came through, and we was trying to
oh,
get
true.
around
Everyone was
that
linked
time,
up.
but
Yeah,
we was just enjoying each other's presence and meeting for the first time and stuff. So
yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
took overhand, but I'm trying to see in a way that where I can still make that track possible, so I can keep the plan going on with what you said, because I'm already on that, and that's why I wanted it to be there, because it was like the first intro and everybody thought that shit was hard. Like even now when new people come over, they like, yo, that shit is hard, bro. I'm like,
It is,
oh
bro.
really? Like, cause I don't look at cause like I don't look at it like y'all look at it. Like, cause like like I created, all right, I put it out, like while I'm going through it, I'm like, yo, that shit hard that I'm vibing with it. Da, da, da. All right, cool. But then when y'all give y'all like feedback, it's a whole different excitement. Like, what the fuck? It's a whole different feeling.
I
So it's
suppose
like,
because to you it's pretty basic, like, and it's just
mhm,
like this is 10, 15 seconds, but it fits perfectly. It's amazing. And that the second one, I think, yeah, it's fire. And
yeah, the
but
second,
and it works. Like I've noticed, and up for other podcasts, it's like they gotta, because it's like a 15-second clip. Because that time you were going to get a drink or something, and then like, you dropped the beat, but then you went back in time. Like, so maybe you could have played another one, a longer one if you had a longer mix or something. But it's all
mhm.
good. Like shit, it's still in time.
Yeah.
You don't have those
Yeah, no,
buttons
no.
figured out or anything.
Oh no, no, no. See, the thing is, like, you're on point, and like I would say this phrase, get the fuck out my head, because it's like you're thinking what I'm thinking. That's the only reason why I say that phrase. Because because I've been wanting to extend the music and some of the videos, the little drop videos that I have and stuff, and even the intro video itself. However, StreamYard only allows us to have a certain amount of memory on the video. So the video can probably only be
Ah,
somewhere between 15 to 30 seconds, maybe, just depending on how much memory that it holds during the upload. So if it don't exceeds the memory, it's fine. But if it exceeds the memory, it won't get uploaded.
it's gonna fuck up. Yeah.
So we know us, well, me being doing graphics as well. I still have to stay very, very aware of that, because a lot of these streaming sites have a specific um, data that they can hold on the server. So
Oh,
that's why at times, like just recently, a few months ago, we was able to now stream on our phone. I mean, not a few months ago, but months ago, like at the end of the summer, we was able to stream on our phones and stuff. So now they're adding more memory to their server, so more people can do more things. And when they add more memory to their server, we'll be able to do more things. So now, where if you pay $40, you can stream at 1080p. But if you still have like the $20 subscription, you only at 720, 740p, whatever that is.
mm,
I think it's 740, 720 or something like that. But you're still streaming at that resolution. So they,
mm,
they charge you by, just the memory and space of it. And it's still, even if you get the 40, it's not different from uploading, the memory of the videos as well. Because even if just per se, I have the $20 subscription, right? And I can upload maybe 10 to 20 megabyte videos of memory. But if you, let's just say you have the 40 subscription, you would still only be able to upload 10 to 20 megabytes of a video. You see what I'm saying? So
mm.
that kind of like defeats its purpose in a way, and lets you know how these different sites is just gaining off of small little bits of memory and small little qualities or little services that they can add within their sites and stuff.
What if you
Like you.
wanted to add another video, you get a bigger plan, or you pay more?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like YouTube, like they made you think that since now they have monetization and they created monetization, that you have to pay for you to get paid while you're doing your lives. So basically, when you build up to your 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 video minutes, you
Mm,
can be monetized. So now it intrigues everyone to pay for a monetization that they don't even know that they would get. But it's the thing is, I understand it now, because it's like a part of building. It's like if you're building and you're building and you reach up to the monetization part and you subscribe to the monetization, which you will have to pay every month, then
mm,
that means you're bringing in, you're using their service, you're using the site service for your business, which is cool. And at this point, they should get a small bit of it. Okay, cool, I don't mind that. I really don't mind that, because yes, I'm using another party to exploit my business. So of course they
mm,
should get at least some bit of it. However, when you get to the monetization part, are you really bringing in back the money that you're actually paying? Now that's where
mm,
the tricky parts come in, because you had those other channels. I ain't gonna say names, but you had channels, and people look up them statistics, and people was making like 8 fucking cents, but
mm.
you have damn near half of you have like 1.5 subscribers. That don't make sense. None of that makes
Yeah.
sense. So it's
I
just like,
mean, this. Yeah.
are you buying subscribers and they're not coming, or
I'd
what's
say they're
going on?
unloyal.
Because
Not
the
unloyal,
more
but
subscribers you should be getting, the more viewers you should be getting, and the more money you should be bringing in. But
because it
the
actually
thing
should be spreading.
is,
Yeah.
the thing is, they base it off of your viewing, not how much money you're bringing in. They base it off your viewing. And then they get you to see, like, oh, you got a viewing, you got a following, you got people that subscribe to you. So you can make this much, da 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 da. But then you don't make that much money, but you're paying monthly for this, and you're not even making that.
Mm,
It's a, it's,
true
it's
that.
you know.
Even that, I
So
mean, but I mean, shit. I was just gonna say like this, because then there's all different like stages. I mean, channels and stuff. But and like I'm just thinking of one in mind. I'm not gonna say names, and I think it's come across because of a lot of really just nonsense stuff, man. That these people gossiping about and like love to do. But like she's like female, but you see that she's got super chat or whatever, and I realize it's only they get 30% or whatever, but I mean like they get 2/3, but she was pulling in $50, $100, like 3-4 times, uh, maybe okay, maybe like 6-7 times over the whole stream. Like she'll stream for a few hours and then it'll come over.
I mean,
Pretty
it's like
crazy.
if you don't shit, if you don't believe in yourself, you ain't gonna get what you want. I mean, if you think you need to use that system to be monetized to reach their goal of their monetization, then that just means you wasn't well informed and more stagnant on your own business. Um,
Mm.
and at the same time, it's like I did a
Oh, okay.
debate. I did a
Yeah.
debate and damn near almost raised $300 between three people that was debating. That's
Well,
more
oh, that's
money.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's more. Now check this out. Now I didn't even have damn near 200 fucking subscribers at that point. But check this out. That's more money that these motherfuckers make as they're monetizing with 1,000 subscribers. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's way more money. Like you're at that point and you think you're making money off this monetization shit, and you're making like 8 to 15 cents, maybe to $1 every month. That's $12 at the max every year.
Mm.
But I went
Every
on
that
one build, but I went on one build, and between 3 to 4 people, we made I think it was like $15 shy, 15 to 16 to $17 shy of $300. You see what I'm saying? So it's like stop. Rely on yourself first. Then if
mhm.
you have the other extra hand to bring it in, that doesn't mean you don't have to rely on them. But if you have the extra hand to bring on them, that's
Use it.
letting you know that hey, you have people that here to support you, so you can rely. You can rely. It doesn't mean that you're subject to. It means you can. That means you can make the decision to
Mm.
use the help or not. And a lot of
Uh,
people don't use the help. And that's where we get fucked up at, because we see all these motherfuckers supporting each other, but then we wonder why we're not supporting each other. Well, you're part of it. If you didn't take that hand, god damn it. Like shit. So, we better as a team than anything. And if you can do it to you as yourself, more power to you. But trust me, you didn't do it by yourself.
yeah, it's pretty much like it's very yeah. I mean, it's hard. Like yeah, man. Something to do about love, man. Shit, I don't know.
Mm.
Be smart, be focused, do what you're doing. But yeah, it's right. This shit don't come on your own, man. So, well, especially with the music. I mean, them, I don't know, shit, but like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
Uh, I'm about to head out though, bro.
Yeah, I'll be close up too, man. So much appreciation coming through. What time do you reckon you're gonna go? Another like said about 6 hours away or something.
Nah, probably in like an hour, or maybe like 30 minutes into an hour.
Okay, I'll go to cruise out somewhere in a couple hours. So I'll probably be there for it, so to speak. All right, nice one. Much appreciation, man. let's just be like, this was just some random impromptu thing, man. But at least some good knowledge was spoken, man. If people do listen to this, started off Monzar come through, had a chit chat, and then now we've got the main man Cypher's up TSL up in here.
Yes,
Gonna go
sir.
live pretty soon. Check his channel out. So like, yeah, man. Hope everybody enjoyed. Do those YouTube things. Hit that like, comment, and but just come back and stay fresh. Keep learning, man. You got anything you final to say, brother? You take it out.
Man, I would just say, just for everybody, shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody who came on the panel. Salute to y'all. Peace and love. Keep researching. Break these loops. Um, invent your own. Create solutions. Unite with your people, and rise above all occasions. Much love to everybody. And thanks for allowing me on your panel, brother.
Man. Anytime. Thanks for being here, dude. We'll do it again. Let's talk soon. Couldn't agree with what he said more. Peace out. I wish I could do it. Now here's the beat. Boom. Bang. Bang. Nah. Just joking, man. Peace always. High grade though. High grade. Shout out, man. Executive sessions. We still don't forget you, brother. You out there all day.
High
Peace out.
grades. Peace.